Ayy, Sunshine Monet with the affirmations to enjoy your day with Sunshine Monet. You are listening to Chakra Music. I came through with intentions of destruction. You said you wanted freedom, well it's me then that you wanted. I moved in gratitude as my soul was being summoned. The consciousness has returned, Christ is really coming. I make these flows for the souls that's rich in indigo. I made some goals for they glow since they was embryos. Access the records, they lectures, keep your principles. Enemies infect you, don't let them reach your pinnacles. Reversing curses that's embedded in religion. They wound up in your soul, that's why you feel tension. I'm remixing declensions before Sumerians existed. It's something in the water, don't get caught, you'll get acidic. I bury enemies, pay pinnacles to the witness. You say my name in threes, I appear in your vision. Write Iliads in me, I'm the witcher in your system. Silly as can be, there's no opposite in infinite. I'm the goddess of crossroads, touching all directions. With the skull and crossbones that cause to the vexes. I applaud the protectors, I'm the god of inflection. They see the demon in me and still pause the respecters. I need no translation, vibrating from universe. My throat mansplaining while my yoni do the work. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arts. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs.
Enoch 7 prophet, move like the full winds do. My energy is useful, my thoughts are old school. So I move with a vibe slim. Say I'm sexy, haircut like Anita Baker, real lovely. Caught up in the rapture, it's kinda risque. Kisses and faces on public is real frisky. Touche.
You are listening to Chakra Music.
Mask off.
Leo, Virgo, Venus, bloodline. I'm Virgo sunshine. I'm here for a fun time. Venus is aligned and she adding to the drum line. I came through like a cannon, Vedic Leo like a wrecking ball. I can buy my own flowers to the one who owns my heart. Acts of service and inclusion makes you worth it. Ain't gotta be perfect, but confusion makes me lose circuit. I live in passion, romantic gestures and creative action. I pay attention to detail and reciprocate my attraction. I got goals and I hope that yours are adjacent. I love to take you places, shaking hands in same places. Be my partner for the ages, I hope you stay a while. I'm known for overthinking, but assurance calms me down. I like affection, you and I moving in one direction. Love and correction, cause you care about how I'm stepping. You pay attention and you adding into my ambiance. Assisting with my confidence, my other half, my confidant. Someone I be learning from, exercise a discipline. Hey universe, bring me a God who can go within. Secure with me showing skin, I prefer chiffon and satin. Help me run the jewels, wrapping copper on L dragons. What he says he makes it happen, manifesting with his chakras. I serve and support together, who gon' stop us? We magic, I know I get wrapped up in intellect, it's a habit. Materialize and move to the next, I need balance. Bring me a God that's intimate, emotion set on sentiment. With patience, I know he's heaven sent. I like communication, boundaries and expectations. Check-ins on occasion, growing on the same pages, controlling our stimulation with infinite vibrations. Be my friend, be my friend. Bust down jokes with my folks. If you blend, then we win. We safe spaces, gate makers, celestial note takers. Be on my level, knowledge of the flyers, the naysayers. Virgo thoughts on my heart make me analyze. Leo experiences take them thoughts and then they amplify. The wands and pentacles bring big energy. He gotta have a big throne if he gon' sit with me. Gift exchanges, holding hands, and we create an art. A universe, align me a God that's gon' mirror my heart. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Virgo, soil like a lamp to a gem. Be my shim. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Leo, spoiled, but I give it back times 10, and that's my hymn. Be my friend, be my friend. If you want me, then say it so I apprehend and expend. Be my friend, be my friend. The universe brought you here, let the rom-com begin. Hey, be my friend. manifested by elements ethereal. I knew of terrestrial material, intertwined celestial of imperial, infiltrating corporation of oppressive cereals. Resilience is something like a miracle, observing kinfolk and draconian material. The more equipped for ascension, the more one seems to be treated as inferior. Dr. Umar said, the white man's heaven here, the Asian man heaven here, the Arabic man heaven here, but the black man heaven fit. The black man heaven fit, cause it lies in death. Release from the karma debt, release from all the stress, release what we don't confess. In order to live, I guess we must be bodiless. Makes me wonder, if we made out of greatness most fit for this plane, then why we the most hated? Why we the most hated? Was I in court waiting for my sentence? Listening to a witness accuse me of unfitness to remain in these cosmic dimensions? Is that why we repent and we ask for forgiveness? The hours and days, they feel repetitious. Oppressive energy soaking up my minutes. Purple haze blowing smoke on my grimace. Another nobody traveling out of limits. Exiled from cosmos as penance. Or maybe this time it's just the intermission. Like Jesus' chapters that went missing. Traveling and gaining knowledge between the dimensions. Christ consciousness bringing me ascension. Kundalini flows up, now is wearing my intentions. So don't cry for me when my time is risen. Sing some praises, cause you know that I made it. And know you're all my extensions. Yes, you're all my extensions. Peace, y'all. Welcome to the Planetary forecast. Excuse me, I can't talk. With your girl, Sunshine Monet L. I'm so happy to be here. I feel like I haven't been here so long. Because, I've been so busy. I wasn't really busy, but I was busy. So, yeah, without further ado, let's pull up. Dun, 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 dun. Here we are. Here we begin. May was a good month. I really enjoyed May. I'm happy to be walking in June. For those of you guys who have not been tapped into the mathematics, May is the month of 5. 5 deals with your adventurous self. 5 deals with your curiosity and satisfying your curiosities and, tasting the many flavors of different facets of self and others. And we love it here. But also, in addition to 5, the key to 5 is 4, which just so happens to happen a month before in a fixed earth energy of Taurian. And in that 4 in Taurian energy, we learn discipline, determination, being solid, being grounded, right? We learn manifestation. And that is the key to the month of 5, the Gemini energy month, also associating with the 5th house, which is Leo energy of your heart and your inner child and your dramatics and creativity, which also requires a sense of groundedness so that you can stay in reality and in control. So being mindful of all of that, showing yourself a sense of groundedness inside of that 5 energy that's pulling you everywhere is really setting a tone for this month of 6. Now, 6 deals with your health, wellness, and daily routine. And we move in gratitude for our daily routine that we have. But if it no longer serves us, we can move forward, right? We love moving forward. So, and we just completed the first decan of the month. Today just so happens to be the 10th day, which is the last day of the first decan of the month. The first decan of the month is associated, of course, 1, which is taking initiative. This is the cardinal energy of the month. This is, how are you putting your first foot forward, in this first decan? And so now that we're on the day of 10, if you guys weren't tapped into my mathematics, if not, it's okay. Today is a number of 6, which is cool because we're in 6. 6 is your health, wealth, daily routine. It's looking at the month that we're in. It's paying attention to, exactly what I just said, how you just spent the first decan of the month and how you wish to apply it to the rest of the month. Now, as you look back, did you take initiative on the things that you really wanted? Were you paying attention to your different sensories that were telling you something was in alignment or something was out of alignment or something is, what you want to do versus what you don't want to do, something that, a habit you need to pick up and a habit that you need to let go? Did you really implement those things? Did you really put those things into your reality?
And if you didn't, today's a good day to be like, you know what, I give myself grace. I was sleeping on me real quick. I wasn't into with the mathematics. I wasn't into it with my stars. So like, let me get it together. And this is the time to do that. This is a beautiful day to do that as the numbers align. And then as you start to pay attention to those things that you wish to align in your present day, as we go into the second decade of the month, you start to, find some balance and harmony with how these new habits and mindsets and the removed habits and mindsets and actions and all that stuff, start to flow into your routine. How are they flowing? How are you blending them? How are you finding balance in them? How are they harmonizing? Do you feel harmonized with these new things in your space or removed from your space? Questions I have. Study yourself. Anyway, so that's what I have for you for the mathematics. So let's move on with the planetary forecast. Also, for those of you guys that are watching on TikTok, hello. I'm so glad to meet you guys. I don't go live on TikTok much, but I make it a little bit more often. But I do go live on YouTube. My YouTube page is Less Nobodies. And on Less Nobodies, you can find my presentation that I keep referring to throughout the rest of this live. Also, for those of you guys on POF, same thing. When you guys join the group, joined in the room, I greeted you and showed you the name of my YouTube page if you want to see the presentation that I will be continuously referring to. It is on my screen. So, for my newbies in here, the planets describe certain processes of what is happening. What is happening? The sun. My experiences are happening. My ego is happening. The moon, my internal self is happening. My intuition is happening. Mercury, communication is happening. Invocation is happening. Daily routines are happening. Venus, my love is happening. My attraction, my priorities and value is happening. Mars, my ambition and motivation is happening. My strategic planning that gets that action going is happening. My anger and aggressiveness is happening. Jupiter, my luck and generosity and optimism is happening. Uranus, pushes are happening to put me in different positions. Saturn, my challenges are happening to give me a sense of order, discipline, and new structure. What is it? Neptune is happening, and that's my dreams and my Akashic records and karmic soul ties and reincarnation and stuff. Pluto is happening. That is my enter into transformations in my empowering self, my sexual self, my next life. Did I skip any planets? I feel like I got them all, but that is what is happening. Zodiacs are how it's manifesting itself. So if my sun is in Virgo, I'm having these experiences. They're geared towards learning. I'm having self-management experiences. I'm having communication experiences. That's Virgo over your sun. If I'm having, Taurus, Mars experiences, like, my ambition and motivation is towards love and the things that I prioritize and my heart chakra and how I really feel and how I value things. Like, that's what gets me going. So, zodiacs describe how what is manifesting in itself, what energy, right? Houses show the specific areas in everyday life where all this is happening. Oh, thank you, Nas. I see your comment. So how's to show where in your life it's happening. So if my sun is in Virgo in the second house, it's all about like invocating, my heart's desires, getting into my sense of value and applying that to my daily routine, really learning how to prioritize and order myself to manifest the things that I want in my space. If my Aries, if my Mars my Mars is in Gemini in the 5th house, right? I'm motivated to communicate about probably into theater, definitely, because definitely into community, definitely into communication, and you're applying this into your inner dramatic, your inner child and stuff like that. So it's like, you probably you can tell you secrets. You probably had a little blabbermouth too, but very dramatic and theatrical with it. So that's how you put those three energies together. Hey Flo, how was your day, love? So what is a natal chart? Here, while we do the planetary forecast, we actually get into the transit chart, and the breakdown science of that is there's a nucleus, you are the nucleus, and around the nucleus there's all these electrons, and we know electrons flow and they make an electron cloud around you. And essentially that is the planets, where the planets were placed the moment you were born, is your natal chart. So that's the EMF cloud around you, at your date of birth. Then you have something called a progressive chart. And a progressive chart is like where the planets are now, because just like you physically are growing and stuff, you metaphysically are growing and learning stuff too. So like your progressive chart has different like planetary movements. Like the sun, it moves a degree per year. The moon moves 12 to 15 degrees per year. Mercury moves 1 to 2 degrees per year. And that's when you want to do, if you want to do the math for yourself in your head when you're looking at your natal chart, to see like progressively where you're at. 1 year in the cosmos, 1 year on Earth is a day in the cosmos. So essentially, like my birthday is January 1st, so I'm 30 years old. So when I go to look at my progressive chart, I will look at January 30th. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. And that's if you want to know the math basics of it, of your natal to progressive chart. The science behind it is looking at you like you are the nucleus, and you have this EMF cloud around you that's made up of these planets that are always moving. And you can look at where they were initially to where they are now, because planets leave like a little tail situation behind them, that like ghost part or whatever. And yeah, that's how we do that. So let's move forward. Here we talk about the transit chart. So still utilizing you as the nucleus, or Earth as a nucleus, and you being the center point of the Earth. You can align your chart with the transit chart as we go through it. So here on Less Nobodies, we align the planets to your chakras. We do that on a transit level, aligning it with the chakras of Earth. And I do have a map showing, the chakra levels to the map as we know it. And chakras essentially are energy centers. You have an infinite amount of them, as every organelle of every cell. Every organelle has a cell, and every cell has an organelle. And you just keep going infinitely, like a little Russian doll that just doesn't stop. Anyway, so they all have energy centers. So just like you have a physical, you have a non-physical. Like if I feel nervous, my heartbeat is pumping. My heartbeat pumping is the physical. Me feeling nervous is the non-physical. And we don't equate that to chakras or anything like that, but there is a lot of energy exchange that has to go into your heart pumping physically and non-physically. So, and that's just one example. I feel hungry. My stomach is doing a thing. I hear noise. Like there's a whole bunch of different, chakras going on there, but we just focus on the 7 main chakras. So we would say that's the solar plexus chakra, as that is the gut, right? My heartbeat racing, that's my heart chakra. I feel nervous, so my heartbeat is racing, and it's sending that sensory to the rest of my body. The heart chakra is usually connected to the sacral chakra, which also rules over the nerves in the mind, and over the reproductive system. So, you have those different connections. And I get into this thoroughly in the classes that I teach and stuff. And this part of the presentation is the masculine versus the feminine side, not versus, but the masculine part of self is our external self, our external experiences. Thank you so much for the gifts. I really appreciate you. That's the external side of yourself. So the external side of yourself is in your root chakra, Capricorn, and your sacral chakra, Sagittarius, and your solar plexus chakra is Scorpio, and your heart chakra is Libra, and your throat chakra is Virgo, and your third eye chakra is Leo. The crown chakra doesn't have any zodiac or planetary association, because your crown chakra is a non-physical chakra. This is the gateway between your lower chakras, your physical chakras, and you start getting into your aura self. And then the internal zodiacs, or the internal experience of things, you got Aquarius ruling over the internal side of your root chakra, Pisces over the sacral, Aries over the solar plexus, Taurus over the heart, Gemini over the throat chakra, and Cancer over the third eye. Oh, you know what? I can't even see the comments that are on Instagram. My bad, y'all. They don't even show me that. That's annoying. Anyway, so this slide shows the connection between you can, in your mental put the physical body here, and with one or Keter Asar, that first sphere in the tree of life being the head. So, you got the shoulders being Saturn and Neptune, Sekert and Tahuti. You come down to the, solar plexus, sacral chakra of Mars and Jupiter, Herakahuti and Mayat. You come down to the hands of Mercury and Venus, which is Had and Netzach in the Kabbalah, and then in Sebek and Het Heru, sphere 8 and sphere 7. Come down to Luna, your moon, with your cycle for the ladies, and that's Yesod or sphere 9, and that's also all set. And then you come to 10, which is Malkuth, Earth, or 10 is also Jeb, it's Earth. So those are the different, connections, as you can see in this slide. Then we go to the next slide. And this is also another, and then we also get into astrocartography here. This is an example of what an astrocartography chart would look like, because as you are born, the planets are over, our map as we know it in a certain kind of way. And those placements have an effect on you personally. So when you put your natal birth date, when you put your birth date into, the chart or the calculator or whatever, it's showing where the planets were at and over the map as we know it at that, point in time. And certain planets were in ascending mode, some were in descending mode, some were at midheaven, and some were at the fourth house, like that quarter, what do they call that? I want to say they call it like a dichotomy type situation or something, but they were at that situation. And those different placements, so each planet pretty much has like 4 placements in your chart across the map. So you find out how those placements influence your different experiences you can have across the map. That's pretty interesting. I like it. Let's move on. This is another, model we use, again, showing you guys how the planets have different tails. So they have like not a physical part that we see, that we give, not acknowledgement to, because we can see that part. And then they have the non-physical part of them, which is like the pathway that is behind them as they go through, the cosmos or the plasma in the sky and stuff like that. Peace. My apologies to those. And this is how I determine where Earth is in comparison to the sun. So right now the sun is in like Taurus Gemini energy between the tropical and the Vedic chart. So while the sun is there, Earth is between Sagittarius and Ophiuchus. So that's the kind of energy that's on Earth right now. Ophiuchus is like Ophiuchus is the healer of healers, like in a hygiene matter, like giving the preventative measures to healing yourself. So, that's the energy that Earth is going into. Some of y'all are fasting, some of y'all are dieting, some of y'all are going to your own food. A lot of you, a lot of healers are going to other healers. Like, it's a whole, alignment of that happening. And then we move into Sagittarius, energy will start to feel that, that me spotlight, Sagittarian energy, that generosity, optimism, the big jolly, the joy, the sacral chakra energy. It's a fun time there. And that's usually where we end up, and that's as, Gemini's, moving into, the sun is moving into Cancer. Peace. And then we move on. Okay. So in the Egyptian calendar, we have 3 seasons instead of 4, and in each season there's 4 months. So we still get the 12. You already know from our mathematics, it's 10 days in a week. It's called decans. So we have 3 decans a month, and so we are in the season of Akhet, which is the flood season, which starts in June and it ends around September. As far as the energy for this month goes, that's why I needed that. Okay, so from May 28th to June 18th, we are in the energy of Seth. Okay, and Seth is the energy of loving to be the center of attention. Again, that's Sagittarius energy I was telling you, Earth being. Great at communicating, god of chaos and violence, perfectionist and bold. Seeking challenges with people is, a big energy right now, which makes sense as we have some planets, being in Aries energy and Taurus energy, which is fixed and can move into that stubborn type energy, which can clash heads. Now from Juneteenth, from June 28th, we go into the Nile energy. And this is being intuitive, logical, peaceful, practical, influenced by passions, wise, and observant, and making smart decisions. So you get into more of that Cancer type energy there. And then from June 29th, and I give y'all a little sneak peek, this don't until July 13th, we are in the energy of Anubis. Now, Anubis is the god of mummification and the guardian of the underworld. The energy of confidence and being curious, introverted, creative, and working best alone. So that's the energy for this time as well at the towards the end of the month. So you might feel like a fluctuation if you're in alignment. Some of you guys have past lives in these cultures, and that's why I bring them up so that certain patterns that you feel that aren't in alignment, super in alignment with the present, can make a little bit more sense to you, and we love it here, right? So as far as the alchemist energy goes, where alchemist doesn't go by days, it more so goes by years, and right now we're in the year of nickel. So this is the energy of leadership, impressions. Achievers strive to stand out, originality, and ideas. Biggest fears of this season are boredom and routine. We're not trying to do that this season. This is the year of 8. We like transformations, death and rebirth. Everything is on go and moving, and high highs bring low lows. So if you're not trying to get on that roller coaster, try to be in a homeostasis. But some of you guys are going to get pulled into it anyway because of how year 7 went for you guys, and how much you really were applying yourself to your spiritual knowledge and going inside and learning yourself and all those things that everybody was kind of called to do last year. So this year is really like enforcing those things that you learned in the year 7, those concepts and the mindsets. And that's why a lot of people are getting called out. Peace, Xavier. How you doing, love? And that's why a lot of people are getting called out or whatever, because the year of 8 is the year of Scorpio. It's the year of Oya. And what they do is uncover secrets. Okay. So like a lot of people that weren't moving righteously in that year of 7, whenever I'm pretty sure everybody was getting that last like nudge or that push or whatever, like, I don't know, I wouldn't, stop it. And, if you ignored that, the shit's going to come out. You want to move a little different, And if you still didn't get pulled out of your shit yet, it's a good time to, just take the initiative, because you don't want to get your hand popped, out of will, because it don't feel good. We don't like to go against the universe, because the universe know how to beat ass better than we do. So in the ancestors is West African horoscope, and that's from June 5th to July 4th. And this is a very powerful energy. It imposes itself over other signs. It's the energy of strength, charm, wisdom, manipulates to get what they want, must learn to interact with the environment, and learn not to abuse power so that one can become a great leader. So that is the energy right now, according to that horoscope. Horoscope just means telling the time with the stars, just to let you guys know. And then as far as Native American horoscopes go, we got the deer, which is May 21st to June 20th. And this is swiftness, sharpness, and intellect. This is butterfly energy, which is air element. Need to be on go at all times, which we know can be Gemini. Do I have portions? I don't know. And then finds difficulty grounding. So like I told y'all, in the month of 5, we were, because the deer starts in the middle, not in the middle, but like the beginning of the second decan of May. So that's still in the energy of 5, because there's 2 decans there. Well, like 1 and a little bit. So and that energy is just like learning how to really implement what we learned in the month of 4 to this month of 5, and so that we could really applicate it to our 6th house and order ourselves and manage ourselves. You say you just playing with me. I mean, I didn't know what you was asking at first, but I think you was asking me if I had potions, and I don't think so. I make like tinctures and oils and salves and stuff, but that's like medicinal. That's not like a boiling like baking soda and vinegar situation. Wood dragon. So we are in the year of the wood dragon. That's from February 10th, 2024 to January 29th, 2024. So far, it's January 29th. This is the energy of power, luck, making good use of your environment, and having an intuitive sense of timing, so that success will not be difficult to attain. So when you feel that energy, when you feel that motivation, move forward in it. You deserve it. So now we're gonna get started with the root chakra, y'all. So the root chakra is called the Muladhara. This is the earth element. This is the challenges that you receive in your life. And I'm so sorry you guys have been duped into calling them traumas, but they are not traumas. They are challenges you've experienced that were so, effective that you carried with them throughout the rest of your life. And they helped you with your survival skills and your social settings, and how you navigate through society currently. And so, with that being said, we have to learn how to transmute that trauma word into challenges when we change our mindset on how we interpret, because perception is everything. So, when we change our mindset on how we interpret things, we can change how we're experiencing them. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a plant, baby. You gotta know you're a plant. And so you started off, you was a little seed, and the roots, that root chakra, the roots, the energy, to the roots and the physical root, they had to go through some things. And I don't think it felt good busting through the shell. Forming bones sound painful. Like when you be watching like werewolves and stuff, when they bones be like, and you hear all that cracking and they screaming. Like that's what I imagine of like babies like forming and breaking the bones and doing all the things. Like it's just mad stuff going on, and it don't feel good, and it's difficult, and it's dramatic and it's challenging. But the challenge, it gives you strength, because if you put the seed in this very nice spot and you pamper it and you make it all ease and stuff, that root gonna be weak as hell. And then when you go to grow the plant and you're ready for the fruit and the flowers, ain't gonna be no fruit and flowers. It's gonna be weak. It's not, because you didn't let the root get the challenges, and it gotta bust through the shell. It gotta, go through the dirt. It gotta do the things. It gotta battle some termites. It gotta go through some shit. And that's what really makes it stronger. That's what makes it a stronger plant. And you get these tall ass trees that have been here for a long time, and so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying? So that's you. That's you. So the roots, your roots, they're not here to traumatize you. They're here to give you character. They're here to give you the discipline, the groundedness, and the order, and the boundaries, the self-authority. So that's the important part, self-authority. And because we communicate these things traumatic and we make them outside of ourselves, even in our process of healing, we've been taught to make them outside of ourselves. And in the process of doing that, we no longer have authority of self. It's always, oh, I feel this way because you did that. You're making me mad. You're making me upset. You're making me happy. You're making me da da da. Like nobody can make you anything. You have to have self-authority. And if you don't have that, anybody can come into your space and tell you what you feel and what you know and what you got going on, and you're gonna buy it because, like, that's what you have in your root chakra. Though that's the order, and you'll keep attracting people and places, things, because the termites, if they see you weak and you allowing yourself to be weak and stuff like that, they gonna keep coming. They gonna tell their cousins like, "Yay!" So that's the energy you giving off in the soil. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy you giving off in the cosmos. Know that we rooted upward, right? Down is up is down. So that's the energy you giving off or whatever. Like, of course, people are gonna take advantage of you. So it's like a lot of people that be talking like, I'm such a good person, I'm so giving, I love hard. Why does it happen to me? I don't want it. Well, let's go down to your root chakra. Where are your boundaries? Where's your discipline? Where's your self-authority? What's the law? What's the gate to your community? What's the prerequisites before they can get to your classroom? You don't got none. You just out here handing anything and everything out because what? Because some shallow shit. Like your roots aren't thick enough, baby. Gotta get that together. And that's why you're gonna keep attracting that energy that's gonna take advantage of you. So you want to have you want to have the thick roots. You want to have that, and you don't want to have that with a callus in your heart, because the roots that get too thick and they start to block things, they don't grow neither. They don't grow either, and they don't help life. You know what I mean? Can't nobody build no nest in there. Nobody can build a home. Nobody eating the fruit or nothing. You can't grow nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be mindful of what you implant in your root chakra and your mindset when you implant it. Saturn rules over the root chakra. This is the planet that gives you the challenges in your space, that give you the boundaries and the groundedness and the discipline and the self-authority and order that you need to move forward. And so Saturn right now is sitting in Pisces tropically, which is our thought process, and Vedically is sitting in Aquarius, which is like our social I try to say three words at the same time. Our social interaction, our attachment and detachment skills and mechanisms, right? So while our thought process is on Mayat, because that's what Pisces is. Pisces is Mayat, your internal moral and integral code, your Akashic records, your soul contract, all that fun stuff. Your nervous system, your nerves, your neurons, your sense. You know, you only got one sense, is touch. You just experience touch differently on different parts of your body. Whether you're touching it with your tongue, your ears, your nose, your eyes, whatever. It's different experiences, but it's touch, right? So you got challenges happening there. Challenges happening in that sacral chakra. You know, some of the things that you used to like, you don't like no more. Some of the things that you used to believe, you don't believe no more, because Pisces also deals with the energy of believing. What did you used to believe in? You know, when you were watching TV, you used to believe a lot of different things when you're watching these screens, watching celebrities, watching how certain businesses move, how certain governments run, how certain things go, right? And what's happening? A lot of beliefs are being challenged, you know, and it's creating a new sense of authority of, you know, of self. It's creating a new survival mechanism. People buying land, people getting their nationality in order. People are you know, being expats, people are being nomads. It's a lot of different things going on in response to, you know, these Saturn, Capricorn, Pisces challenges. And this is happening in the first house. So this is like the energy we are giving off, like as a collective unit. Like a lot more people are going to start getting downloads about like, oh, wait a minute, this ain't right. I ain't feeling this. What the fuck? Like it's gonna be way more of that. So for those of you guys who are healers, teachers, guys, and y'all know how to move responsibly and not like you trying to fear monger people and stuff like that, you know, this is your cue. You know, well, for now, just take time, be quiet, you know, heal yourself and stuff. Because I know a lot of healers have chosen to go inward, but like at some point in time, like this is your cue. We got to guide in the next like wave of people that are, you know, having these downloads, because it definitely is happening still. We started the month off with Pisces at an 18, 1-8, knowledge and transformations happened like right at the beginning, and we're ending the month off at a 19, so knowledge being born in that Pisces energy. So we're going to have a big aha moment at the end of this month, y'all. And it's going to be in the 12th house. So it's going to be in the area where we socialize with each other, how we go about socializing with one another. And so that shall be interesting. I'm very interested in, you know, because when I watch the screens, whether it's the phone screen or the, you know, I don't have a TV, computer screen or whatever. Like I'd be entertained, like, you know, what is the circus gonna come up with next? You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, yeah, they're still destructing the stuff you believe. So we about to walk into more of like what you know, and that's the root. You know, a lot of us are built on the root of, we like to put our roots in. I won't say like to, but there's a tendency to put our roots in, you know, colonization and when the colonizers arrive. But I see with Saturn have being in Pisces, as long as it has been, you know, that's being uprooted, right? That's being challenged. Like, wait a minute, we got history longer than that. We was already over here. The Native Americans, I got papers. People are doing bloodline work and genealogy and all this stuff. Like all of this stuff is being dismantled and transformed and challenged, right? And it's creating a whole new sense of authority, right? A whole new sense of survival of self. Like, you know, I move a whole lot differently now. You know what I'm saying? So that's all root chakra. That's what's happening. That's how you can compute the things that's happening collectively in the root of us, whether it's your family and y'all starting to challenge, you know, the elders in the family and how, you know, breaking the generational curses and the things y'all used to believe in and all that stuff, or the church stuff, or whatever you want to do. But it's all in the challenging it, so you can uproot certain things that have been embedded in us as a culture, as a nation, as a people, as tribes, as a planet, you know, as, you know, all these different things being uprooted. Aquarius rules over the internal side of the root chakra. The internal side of the root chakra is your power to be one with all. This is your social connection and your social attachment, detachment. This is like knowledge. All air energy is knowledge. Oh, thank you, Flo. All different, air elements deal with knowledge. Aquarius deals with social awareness, social knowledge, right? So when you think about like your root chakra, right, and you come out the womb and you out here and you like, who is this big lady and who is this and who is that, who is this? And throughout time in your experience, you in your mind, and you see these big people, and this lady, she pulls out her boob when you cry, and this dude makes weird faces at you, and then this random people be picking you up and stuff. It gives you a sense of social awareness though, because you hearing them saying like, I'm mom and I'm dad and I'm grandma and I'm your big sister and I'm this and I'm that. You see all these people, right? And they're giving you your Aquarius. They're putting it in there. You're getting these experiences, and you're, at the end of the day, you have to choose to compute these things how you wish to compute them, throughout time. This is why when we heal, we got to go back to our inner child and do the work. We got to do the shadow work. We got to do the root work. That's why it's called that. That's why we go, hey, Sagittarius. That's why it's called that. That's why we go that route, because it's the Aquarius is in our root chakra. This is our first sense of awareness of people and how we think people are supposed to behave versus how they're actually behaving in our space. And that's why Aquarius is associated with the first sphere tree of life, which is Asar. This is knowledge of self and knowledge to be one with all. It deals with your crown. So it's like, oh, my awareness of myself and how I think things are supposed to be in alignment with what actually is. So like if you had a mom that like she let you cry it out, like now as a toddler and a young child or whatever, you might be like hyper independent, and they'd be like praising you like, oh, my child is so independent. But nobody realized like your Aquarius was like, well, you was letting me cry it the fuck out for mad long, like you. So now that I'm big enough to walk around and do it myself, trust and believe, I'm good. How you doing, sis? Like that's the Aquarius energy, right? So what do we have in Aquarius energy at this moment? We have Pluto making transformations. I'm big on Pluto being in Aquarius right now, because Pluto enters a zodiac again every 248 years, right? And so with Pluto being in Aquarius again, when you do the math of the 248 back and back and back, you will keep going back to the rise and fall of different big organizations that are in our root chakra, like the Federal Reserve, the different, incorporated governments and the banks and all that stuff like that. The secret societies, all of that, like all the things that this society, this culture, is founded upon and based upon and rooted in, is experiencing. Pluto did not come here to play, y'all. Pluto is like transformations, death, rebirth. Everything gotta die. We drown in everything, because Pluto rules over water and storms. Pluto is associated with Storm from X-Men, y'all. Oya did not come to play. She rules over the elders, the witches, and the marketplace. So think about that as well. So she coming here for the vengeance. They were trying to do that weird stuff back in during those period of time, trying to do little things with the elders and social security and little thing. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't gotta get into detail with that, but if you know. And she coming to get revenge. Y'all was doing too much. So it's transformations here. You see, you're gonna see a lot of different empires that were going against, all of this energy likes to be in alignment with Mayat. So any energy that's going against it, Pluto is unrooting it, right? Because Aquarius also deals with social justice. So we have that. Right now, Pluto is in the 12th house. So this is the Aquarius house, on top of it being in Aquarius zodiac. And the 12th house is ruled over Capricorn right now. Capricorn is the external side of the root chakra, which we're going to get into in a moment. But, having Capricorn on top of the 12th house is, more challenges to your social awareness and stuff like that. So as transformations are happening to your social awareness and your justice and stuff like that, thank you for the gift. Also, it's being solidified and created in how you socialize with other people. So, finding how you guys are interacting with people in your circle or different experiences. A lot of you guys, the things that you were doing, the things that you were utilizing to survive with and have, I need to, the different things that you were trained since like grade school to do, to be into, the things that you were taught to be and how to behave and stuff like that. it's not having an effect anymore on a collective, right? And you see that more so coming up with like the younger generations and stuff like that. And a lot of that is Pluto and Aquarius. And then Pluto is still in Capricorn on the Vedic. So this is all mindset things. Also, Aquarius also deals with electronic communication also. So being mindful of that, the transformation. Pluto also deals with uncovering secrets. So a lot of that, all these tell-alls and whistleblower energy and, the different podcast interviews and people coming out, that's all Pluto playing a part in that Aquarius energy. So what else do we have over here in the root chakra? We have Psyche here, which is the asteroid, of course, of your thought process and mindset. We have Anubis here too, which is the energy. That's the death asteroid. That's the god of the underworld and ushering, into space. And we see that a lot too, with the different, people being in tune with Pluto and the transformations happening in Aquarius are the people that you see that we call like the conspiracy theorists, especially on TikTok, that are talking about the different people being dead and cloned and da-da-da. That's a lot with the Pluto and Psyche and Anubis and Osiris. Also Chariklo and Pele all being in Aquarius. That's all that communication that they're doing. Is definitely, in alignment with that. And this is all in 12th house energy. So it's all in Aquarius house, and how we socialize, how we're speaking to each other, that social justice and electronic communication, our attachment, how attached we are to certain, relationships, mindsets on them. Like your title is this. So in my mind, you're supposed to behave like this. And you're either in alignment with what I think or you're not. You know what I mean? And what way are you or are you not? And so, thinking about it like that. And so that's what's happening on the internal side of the root chakra. So on the external side of the root chakra, we have Capricorn here. So while all those things is going on and the awareness, hey Khalil, on the outside and Capricorn, on how we're like actually manifesting and building the boundaries and stuff like that, we have Capricorn is associated with Ceres, which is the 12th house. That's our nurturing self, it also deals with agriculture. So again, that comes back to what I was saying about growing your own food and planting different things and all that stuff coming from that transformation, that new awareness of corporations and food and stuff like that. Child is also here. Isis is here. These are different asteroids that I'm naming now. Abundantia is here, and that's the energy of abundance in the spaces. Pholus is here. Now, Pholus is an asteroid. Whatever Pholus is near, Pholus like amplifies or makes it more extra, right? And so, I got a little booklet I made myself. For the bottom asteroid. Okay, so I'm going to assume this is Quaoar, and that's another asteroid, and that's the strength of your own intuition, your gut and your inner wisdom and stuff like that. So a lot of you guys are getting downloads on what to do with your root chakra and how to go about your root chakra and stuff like that. And so a lot of that is coming. So all of this stuff that's happening with like the conspiracy theorists and the people that's on the internet, revealing certain things and the podcast interviews and stuff like that, all this is all uprooting, and it's all definitely is in alignment with the stars. Speaking of like the mathematics today, we could say like with the planets being aligned in this way, pay attention to how you're applying this to your 6th house, which is your daily routine, your habits, your moral and integral code, because it all is in alignment with the stars. Everybody in alignment with the stars, whether they want to be or not, for real. Everybody's triggered by like a planet or a star. That's why you got your personal placements. That's why it's good to know what your personal placements are in alignment with the transit, because you can either see like where your resistance is. Like if the stars are aligned a certain kind of way and you're moving against it or whatever, you're moving against your own flow, your own currency, right? So you're messing yourself up. That'll mess you up with Pluto in Aquarius, definitely, because it's providing transformations to like the way you thought you should flow. And if your mindset is still where you thought and you're being adamant about that and you're not opening yourself up to the waves that Pluto, because Pluto rules over the marketplace too. And Oya is also like a mother energy as well. So you want to, have awareness of those things or whatever and learn how to flow with the cosmos because they're trying to help you out. So let's move to the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is where your being is established. This is your generosity, your luck, your wisdom. This is your pleasure-seeking energy, your joy, your expression, your sensual stuff. Remember, I told you got one sense of experience is different on your body. It's also your sexual energy. So Jupiter rules over your sacral chakra. Okay. And there you go. So Jupiter is that planet of optimism and luck and joy. And where Jupiter is placed in your chart is where you get your luck at right now. It's in community because Jupiter is currently in Gemini. Gemini deals with the throat chakra. This is the internal side of the throat chakra. So this is the thought, again, coming back to that thought energy I told you about. Aries always thought. So it's knowledge, it's communication, it's community, it's remember I told you you could get pulled in different energies, different places, that deer energy or whatever. And so with that being said, it's like, the key to this is finding focus. But you will be tempted with the different flavors and the different things of life and where it's going and stuff like that. And for some of you guys, this is where your luck's gonna come from you actually like tapping in. And like, if like if we go back down to the root chakra and you're really doing the work and you really learning where your purpose is and what you're supposed to be doing, you'll know what side of the scale, is more beneficial to you right now versus what would have been or what will be later. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And so, Jupiter and Gemini in the 4th house. So this is our home and family, our nurturing self, our internal self, the feminine energy. This is creating safe space for our community. Like I was talking about this before. Jupiter being in Gemini. Jupiter just transited in Gemini at that. So happy Gemini returner to my people who have their Jupiter in Gemini. But summer just started, right? So people, what are we gonna do with the kids? What kind of environment are we gonna create? Now that people are home, teachers are home, children are home, there's a shift happening in our daily routine, right? And that's June being in the month of six dealing with daily routine. So we see this shift happening. Did you guys go through the first decade of the month how you wanted to? Did you really take the cardinal steps for how you wish to spend the daily routine for the next quarter of the year, right? For this next season and stuff before we enter in the solstice. So Jupiter is like reminding you guys, like, communicate those things because that's where the generosity and the luck is going to come into, tap into those adventures, network with your community, create safe spaces with them, and you'll feel it because that 4th house is in Taurus. So it's all about following your heart chakra and that energy. Jupiter is still in Taurus in the Vedic chart. So even though Jupiter is in Gemini in your mindset and you're thinking on these things, what's happening in your physical is Jupiter is aligning you with where your heart is at. So, if you're going against what you feel like, you're going to feel that tug and pull because Jupiter is a big ass planet. That's a father planet. That's a big, energy. And to fight, if y'all want to keep fighting against the planets because y'all don't realize that's what y'all doing, that's y'all business. I ain't mad at you, but like, awareness just changes the game for me. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm not about to sit here and go against no planets and their EMF or my 1 of 7 billion EMF. Now, if there was like a whole seance popping and we all collectively was like, okay, cool, I might go into that with y'all. I don't know. That's a hard might. But yeah, I'm not doing that shit by myself though, because like, if y'all really pay attention when y'all be going against how y'all feel and what y'all think, don't y'all be ending up in crazy situations? Don't y'all end up like doing nut shit or like, other people? And it's like, dang, I knew. And it's like, you knew, but you didn't listen. Why are you ignoring yourself? But then when you go outside, you want other people to listen to you. That's supposed to make sense. That don't make sense. Like, don't do that. So, that's Jupiter and Gemini. So Pisces rules over the internal side of Jupiter and Gemini. I mean, of Jupiter and Gemini. Jesus Christ. I just like saying that, I guess. Pisces rules the internal side of the sacral chakra. Pisces is the energy of Mayat, universal love and truth, justice. This is the fourth sphere of the tree of life. We're dealing with balance in the celestial government. Jadula, which is mercy. Okay. When we deal with the Kabbalah. And Pisces deals with like your Akashic records, things beneath the horizon, your nerves, your neurons, and the nervous system connections, right? Pisces, when you're looking at the cartoon, you have Pisces, which is your internal side. That's the little angel on your shoulder. And the Sagittarius rules over the masculine side of your sacral chakra. And that's like the little fire character. They played it off as a demon, but I think a demon is extreme. But when you get into angels and daemons, you learn that angels and daemons actually don't like go against each other. They actually work together. And you'll also learn that angels have more beef with each other than they have with actual daemons. And yeah, that's the stories on that. So Pisces is inside internal energy, giving you that sensory or whatever, and Sagittarius is the action, you acting on those sensories, like, oh, I really like this, I want to do more. Ooh, you know what I mean? That's the Sagittarius. It's like the spotlight on it. You think about a Sagittarius type of energy, like, oh, I need to know if when I touch this fire, is it going to be hot? Can I do this? I want to do that. It's like the curiosity, like I need that wisdom, I need to da-da-da. And Pisces can give you that intuitive, like, but Pisces also can give you the what do you call the preventative sensory, and it also gives you a reaction sensory to what your Sagittarius energy just did. So when you get into Pisces, again, we talked about Saturn being here, challenging the things that you guys believe in, challenging your beliefs, challenging what you like, what gives you joy, and all those things. A lot of these things, is connected to beliefs. Like, oh, I love Disney Channel. I grew up on Disney. I love those. They used to do a movie every fucking month, and it was always in alignment with whatever holiday they got going on. Then I started learning about what the fuck they were doing to the kids. And then I heard about clones with the kids. It got crazy out here. And I'm like, dang, you fucking up my belief. You challenging my Saturn and the Pisces. That's crazy. And then I fucking love iCarly. So I'm watching. Well, I didn't even watch the documentary because I was like, that's too heavy. That's too sad. That's too Saturn and Pisces for me. Y'all can have that. I saw y'all reels and y'all super dope videos. Thank y'all for posting them and stuff. I watched y'all shit, and that was enough for me. I didn't need to watch a whole 90 minutes of that Saturn and Pisces energy from my Nickelodeon childhood. But like, peace and prayers to the people that are healing from that shit, because that's wild. But that is an example of what Pluto and Aquarius is. That electronic media, electronic awareness, and taking people and telling people secrets and providing transformation, death and rebirth. Because I heard about the people getting, unalived, already. There was a whole CNA trial about that, challenging the reporters that were telling people that these people are already unalive and we're just watching it through TV and da-da-da. That's Pluto and Aquarius. Those conversations are going to keep going and stuff like that. But the Saturn and Pisces is also in alignment with that. That's the root chakra coming into Pisces, which is like the underworld, beneath the horizon type energy. We getting into, reincarnation in the dark. Pisces is the old coon. That's the deep waters, buddy. Like, we going beneath, down to the unknown and stuff. My eye is very deep, This is the celestial government. This is the belief system. This is a different kind of root. This is the root of your neurons. Whereas the root chakra, the red root chakra, the Muladhara, is the root of your physical. This is the root of your neurons, your brain. You know what I mean? And so that's really important. Really important to make sure it's wired right. You want the memory mass wired right. So that's what Saturn and Pisces is like. You know what? I gotta challenge some of these shits, because some of y'all been believing some crazy stuff. Y'all out here believing in Hollywood. Y'all believing in the government. Y'all believing in Santa Claus. Y'all believing in the Easter Bunny. Y'all believing in some crazy stuff out here. Y'all believing y'all don't think y'all got enemies. Y'all think y'all hate each other. Like, it's just this mad crazy stuff. And we gotta clean all this shit up. So, we gonna clean all that shit up. And then Neptune is over here in its home space in Pisces. And just to let y'all know, Neptune been over here since 2012, and it'll stay here to 2026, and that's just the tropical chart. You know, we're not even talking about the sidereal or the Vedic chart yet. And the Vedic sidereal chart, Neptune is still in the cardinal, which is the first 10 degrees of Pisces. So it's just getting started over there, baby. We still got, you know, that whole situation where I know I've already had downloads. I don't know what word to use when I'm talking to y'all, but when Neptune gets more so in the fixed energy of Pisces, we definitely would be more tapped into our non-physical self, our spirituality. We got to be very much mindful for mental attacks, psychological attacks, and psychological, putting you in weak spaces and stuff like that. Because, for every energy is an equal opposite energy, and there is some energy out here still fighting to stay in that Pisces control. You know what I'm saying? So, know that it is a spiritual war. Like, it was never a lie that we were in spiritual war. Like, we are indeed, it's a spiritual war, it's a physical war, but it's more so spiritual than anything. That's why you see, specific cultures and people targeted in their spiritual practices have been ripped from them. They have no, that's the first thing they get pulled and shamed and stuff, is so that they can be, the main things that go against them, that teach them everything is outside of themselves instead of within. And it's like, why is that? But then I turn around and I see people who have gone within so much that now they have different tele or clear different type of things, CLAIR and tele, those different capabilities and abilities and stuff like that from going so far within. And if that's what they're doing, then imagine what we all could do as a collective. So like, the spiritual world is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, just hold on to your butts. But right now, Neptune is in the second house. So, hopefully it'll help y'all with this money shit, because I'm so tired of it. Like, y'all gotta know that these celebrities is brand ambassadors for the Federal Reserve note and the banks out here, the banking system out here. They are just nothing but ambassadors and marketing agents for these things, and slave drivers. And so, Neptune being in the second house of Pisces, let there be like a different awareness happening in your mindset of what abundance looks like, and what abundance means to you, and what currency means to you, and what exchange means to you. Because energy exchanges, equal exchanges, have to exist no matter what. But what are they going to look like when we learn to value each other more as gods and goddesses and manifestors? And, what are they going to look like at that point? You know what I'm saying? So that's an important question to, ask yourself during this Neptune and Pisces. Fama is also here. So that is, and Felicitas is also here. And so with those two asteroids being here, that's in alignment with you guys seeing a lot of famous people and people that be in front of the cameras a lot, getting their getting their business aired out. They get their Saturn is beating their ass in front of cameras, right? And it's so crazy. Like, there's such a big, challenge and heavy energy going on, and with Saturn and Pisces that, well, first of all, you got to know that the Jewish people, they praise Saturn. So they play with this because, they rule over the businesses and the corporations and the banks, right? We know that, right? So like, this is like, so when we're doing these things and we're really tapping into challenging Pisces and stuff on our own realm and our own way, play their game by our rules or whatever fuck, you got to know that they've been praying to this God for years, for centuries, for generations or whatever. So like, they're really coming with the equal opposite energy. They got y'all looking at social media shit like it's real life. They got, they replaying the videos and shortening the videos and really applying the psychological conditioning and the memory map and trying to control all these things and really trying to make certain documentaries seem, really accurate. And, it's just like a different play on what to believe. And at the end of the day, if you really ground yourself, that Saturn in the root chakra, root yourself and know. I like the proverb, mind your business. That's my favorite one, because when I turn the screens off and I'm on my business, like, my life is actually pretty fucking simple. Like, it's not that much going on. We chilling over here. It's and the different problems I have, I'm super cool with those. It's not that bad. Like, and it's not nothing crazy. So like, learning to like really mind our business and just like be present and be grounded and be in reality, it really helps. It really, really helps. in the same space, all the stuff you're seeing on the TV screens. Because as Fama is in Pisces on the tropical, it's in Aquarius on the Vedic, it is on the social media, so electronic media. We know Aquarius rules over electronic media and stuff like that. So Saturn is also in Aquarius on the Vedic. So you're getting that still that electronic media and the challenges happening on there, and a lot of the stuff is being displayed. Oh, thank you for the gifts. Thank you. So a lot of that is being displayed on these screens in front of us. But again, you don't know what's real and what's not. So you can be invested, but like, why? When you could just mind your business and say, oh, well, I can utilize this energy to my liking and my reality. You know what I'm saying? So while that's going on the inside, externally, it's Sagittarius energy. This is Tahuti. We're dealing with the second sphere in the tree of life. This is the power of knowing and manifesting. We're dealing with the brow, which is Chakma, and wisdom. Okay. We have talent over here in the 10th house, and Prometheus over here in the 10th house. And then we have the 11th house over here, which is also the Aquarius house. I will when I get done my podcast. I don't want a whole bunch of background noise and stuff. Excuse me, because I'm on like 3-4 different platforms at the same time.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Prometheus is your rebellious spirit. Okay. This is your drive for innovation. Areas where you challenge the status quo, and that's happening in your ability to know and manifest, while the Pisces belief energy is being challenged by Capricorn. So there's a nice balance there. You're acting out what you know, and the beliefs are undergoing a heavy transformation, right? And how you socialize is under it. And that just like really grounds me. And what I just said to y'all before, like, we just gotta mind our business, bro. Like, if we mind our business, we will get so much shit popping. We can really get some stuff done, but we be too busy investing ourselves in who wore this and who said that, and falling for the clickbait, and really investing ourselves in these fake ass skits online. Like, we really be thinking we know who married to who and who had whose baby. All them kids look alike. Who said they real? Like all this stuff in these screens, and then we want to turn around and say, oh, well, I know they've been doing clones since like 1925, and I know that they was doing the Project Bluebeam. Bluebeam, what color is Facebook, y'all? It's blue. You falling for it. Don't do that. These phones are the holograms. These phones are they didn't get the technology together in enough time. So they was like, fuck it, we got cell phones. Put it in there. In like one of those situations. So it's like, we're giving these motherfuckers too much credit. Like, we want this big wow thing. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I want this big wow. I was thinking about like chariots in the sky, right? Then Jesus come down and he on a horse, and the horse on fire, and it got purple eyes. And I'm thinking the horse got a third eye too. I'm really feeling the third eye. Maybe the horse even got like Prince glasses on, a unicorn with motherfucking wings, on fire, with the Prince sunglasses on. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm seeing. And then the 12 disciples is coming down after him and stuff, and like, fuck Judas, like, he in a bed. You know what I'm saying? But like, all this is happening, right? And then the bad guys come. I don't know who the bad guys is yet, or what they look like, because I'm really not buying the whole Damon thing situation. Like, maybe, whatever. And then I heard the story about the Titans, but I feel like the Titans is on our side, so we don't even know who the enemy at for real. But I'm assuming it's like random aliens. So let's just say they're like aliens. And then they fighting in the sky, and then like it's ash falling on us, and we like, oh shit, we got to move out the way. And it's like watching like like we in the middle of a motherfucking Marvel movie, but it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, it meets Superman. And so it's Marvel and DC. And so like, that's what I'm imagining. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think we're giving these people too much credit. I don't think it's going to be that great. I really think it's going to be some mediocre shit. Like, I feel like it's already happening. We're already in it. And we just keep looking to the sky like, when is it coming? The sky is fake. It's a digital jewel. We about to see that. Like, we really want like aliens in the sky. We want giants and shit. We're even like making up videos on TikTok to make it look real. Like, we really want these super duper dope things to happen. And I promise you, we're giving these motherfuckers too much credit. They're not going to do it. Now, if we want to do it, I say, let's fucking go. Let's do it. Like, I don't know why y'all would want to do it, but like, hey, it's your world. Maybe like make a movie about it or something. Like, we, make a comic book or something. But like, yeah, we giving them too much credit. It's not gonna happen that way. It's not gonna be, nope. Speaking of chariots in the sky, let's talk about the solar plexus chakra. That is ruled by Mars. The solar plexus chakra is your gut. So we talked about the root, which is your physical. We talked about the sacral, which is your nerves. Now we're talking about the solar plexus, which is your gut, and how your gut actually controls your mind. So, we get motivated by the fire in our gut, which is Aries, which is why Aries energy is the internal side. And what we do when we feel that fire in our gut is we react, and we're majority water. The majority of the space around us is water. The majority of things that we eat and we utilize is water. And the majority of the people that we talk to, I hope, are water. If not, I don't know. Hey, do your thing. Anyway, so that's why the external side of our solar plexus chakra is Scorpio, which is the manipulator, because we have to manipulate things to satisfy that fire in our gut that's motivating us. So let me give you an example. Para ejemplo. So say I'm hungry, right? I get hangry. My Mars in Gemini, so the air Gemini start flaming on the Mars fire and it make it bigger. And now I'm angry and I might say mean things because Gemini's in my throat chakra get crazy here, right? And then so like that's happening, right? And so like now it's to my mind like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm getting hangry. Shit getting real. I need to manipulate some things. Maybe I need to like go to the store and grab some stuff and go cook it. Maybe I need to go to the refrigerator, cook some things. Maybe I need to be like, hey, yo, Zeke, can you come downstairs and make a homie a sandwich? Like, maybe I need to do that level of manipulation. But all in all, I'm manipulating. I'm taking action. I'm empowering my solar plexus chakra. I'm enforcing a strategic move from my gut controlling my mind. You know what I'm saying? You see the connection between Scorpio and Aries, internal, external. Scorpio is Oya. Aries is Ogun. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah. Scorpio is Oya. Aries is Ogun. They once upon a time was together too. Scorpio. Oya is the energy of the storms and that transformation energy. And Ogun is that, that motivation, strategic. Both of this brings transformation and new beginnings. And that's what the solar plexus does. It always brings transformation and new beginnings. Because every time you do something, you change your life. Literally. Every time you do something, you change your life. You change your course. If I decide to go pee instead of hold it, I changed my whole life because I could have tried to hold it. Now I got a kidney infection. Now I got a UTI. Now the inside of my body is falling apart. Now I got kidney stones. It fucking sucks here. Like, shit just went downhill. But like, I decided to go pee and now I'm relieved and now I'm upstairs and now I got drawn into a conversation and now I'm doing this and and now I'm down the stairs and now my body's thinking about other things because I hate walking down the steps. Like, it's a flow of things. Every time you do something, you change your life. I don't think we give that much credit because we do shit like every millisecond second. And I think we do so many things instead of just be that like we really overlook doing. And I think we need to appreciate doing a lot more, especially because today, Mars entered, where is Mars at? And Mars entered Taurus today. So pay attention to like that connection. Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I really appreciating what I'm doing in this moment? Do I like what I'm doing? Do I appreciate this? Do I appreciate the motivation? Like, what motivated me to do this? Do I welcome that? Was that good enough? Is that cool? It matters. We also today experienced the meteor shower from Aries constellation. Aries, of course, is associated with Ogun and Mars, right? So having that daytime meteor shower from the Aries constellation, they move about 50 an hour, We're even getting more motivational energy, more, and a lot of people are starting to feel that, like, oh man, I'm starting to wake up, and because you're a plant, baby. It's summertime. You finna flower out and grow your shit and poke it out, and the earth is entering Sagittarius, so now you're feeling yourself, your earthly self, and then when the sun enters Leo, you're gonna be feeling your energetically self, like, all this shit is, it's all in divine alignment, right? You're supposed to be waking up and stuff. And this meteor shower is definitely a big help, especially if you made it your business to go outside and ground yourself today and really absorb that. And you still have time because that meteor shower is going on until the 24th. It just so happened that today was the max activity, which is like when we go into the heaviest part of the meteor traffic. The meteorite traffic. But let's go back to the solar plexus chakra. So like I said, solar plexus chakra is ruled by Mars. We started the month off with Mars being in Aries, right? And it was finding balance on your emotional self, finding balance on what you manifest, what you attract in your vortex and stuff, because we were at a 24 degree. And we were at an easy 24 degree because we was at 0 degrees latitude. So we was at that midline point. So that 24 degree, and it was also pre-gaming us for the month of 6. 2 + 4 = 6, preparing us for, like, what are you motivated to do on a regular basis? What can you make into a habit, of routine and stuff like that? Like, all of that matters, right? So it also was in the second house. This is a house of values and priorities. So we started the month off really good, like with our motivational. It really was setting us off for the first decade of the month and how we really wanted to act that out, how we really wanted to, move, maneuver, and express ourselves. And where was our confidence at? Where was your confidence at the beginning of the month versus now? Did you really take that cardinal energy and enforce the different things that you want to see in your space that you really want to do in a daily routine? How do you feel about your solar plexus chakra? Does it feel stable to you right now? Does it feel stable enough to say, you know what, I really feel good about what I'm motivated to do on a daily basis. I really feel good about these things. Are you able to fully say that? It matters. It matters. This is your journey. It gotta matter to you. So that's Mars and Aries, and we started off the month with that. I already told you Mars entered Taurus today. So by the end of the month, Mars is going to be at a 15, which is 1 and 5, which is 6, closing us up with the Taurus energy of now we really feel good about how we're spending our daily routine, right? Now, Vedic or sidereally speaking, I love picking up my own words. It's fun here. So Mars is still in Pisces energy, right? So Mars being in Pisces is you're motivated in what you believe. But remember, I told you Saturn is over there, Neptune is over there. They all over there, right? So while they're challenging it, you'll feel that strain. If you still, absorbing what you believe in, you're going to experience challenges to those beliefs. That's what's happening in your vortex. So while your mindset is on new beginnings, what's happening around you is the things that you used to believe in, the things you used to think was cool, or you wanted to do, or you thought, whatever, it's it's not there no more. And by the end of the month, Mars is going to be in Aries on the Vedic chart. So Aries is that new beginnings energy, right? So now you have, you're embarking on new things. It might, Mars and Aries could be it could be a headbutting war type thing. So be mindful of that. I really be trying to warn y'all, yo, if there's something that y'all really need to let go of, let it go, because the harder you hold on, you got to know the planets are working in your favor. They in rooms you ain't even been in yet. They in rooms that they never want to see you in because you're not supposed to be there. They're helping you. The universe is always working in your favor because the universe listens to your chakras. They don't really listen to your throat chakra and your indoctrination and your socializing. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They listen to your vibration. So those moments where you damn, I really don't feel like going to work, and you get up and go anyway, that get up and go anyway is indoctrination. That's what you were socialized and trained to do, right? That's all shit that was given to you. You gotta, and that's what Pluto and the root chakra is, uprooting and providing transformation, teaching y'all what the fuck money really is, teaching y'all what this government really is, teaching y'all how business really works, teaching y'all how to conduct yourselves as American nationals and shit like that. Like, or whatever other title. There's a lot of titles y'all can choose from. Y'all don't have to choose one to be good. You choose whatever pathway works for you. Authority of self. You ain't got to do everything, because everybody on the internet, and this is what I'm talking about with the Saturn and Pisces, and the fact that the Jews have been following Saturn for generations, so they know how to play this, and they're always going to be playing that equal opposite energy game. And I say that because these folks know how to give you, like, oh, you want to do something different? Oh, you should do this. You should call yourself this, and you don't even realize, like, you're looking at the black face of the things, but you signing yourself up to declare yourself a part of the enemy, a part of the problem and stuff. So, you gotta be careful with shit like that too. But it's authority of self. You gotta have authority over yourself and how you want things to flow. That energy, like, them folks always gonna be there. They done hired all these slave drivers on YouTube. They allow them to be seen because they're showing y'all how to think that you are not a part of the system while you're being a part of the system. They giving you a false sense of control and a false sense of self-authority. So you following these people because they got on daishikis and they wear crystals and they got tattoos like you, but you not paying attention who payroll they on, just because they on social media and not, on a red carpet somewhere, until you finally do see them on a red carpet and you done fucking emotionally tied yourself to them so much. You like, oh, I'm so proud of you. You making it. Not even realizing that shit was already playing all along. That never was out of alignment. That never was a surprise. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit is going on right now. But, Pluto is in the root chakra. Pluto's in Aquarius. And Pluto just got there. Pluto going to be there up until 2029. So, like, yeah. Actually, it's going to be there even longer. But what happens is Pluto, goes back and forth in the retrograde and stuff. So we got to go back and forth a little bit. But, Pluto is here for, like, the next 18 years. It spends about like 20 years in a zodiac, some shorter than others. Aquarius just so happens to be a little bit shorter because it's air energy. And the constellation in the zodiac ain't as big. Well, certain charts utilize, like, everybody's 30 degrees, but it's still, like, the constellation still ain't that big. They still move a little faster in the air energies. Like, Libra is pretty fast too. But anyway, let's come back to the solar plexus chakra. My bad, y'all. So that's Mars. Between Aries and Pisces, and then Taurus to Aries. And then we have the internal side, Aries being the internal side of your solar plexus chakra. And we talked about Mars being there, right? We started the month off with the moon being there, and we're also going to end the month with the moon being in Aries. So new beginnings to our feminine self, our intuition, our emotional self, our emotional connections and attachments and stuff like that. And the moon is in Pisces. We started the month off with the moon in Pisces. We're going to end the month off with the moon in Aries. So the moon's actually going to be in Aries on the tropical and the Vedic chart at the end of this month. So new beginnings in your thought process, your emotional stuff, as well as in your physical settings. And that's fun. The North Node, we already know, is in Aries right now, which is really cool because it's locking the transit chart with the draconic chart, where the draconic chart, the North Node is always in Aries. It's just a matter of what house it's in. Okay. And that's why a lot of you guys are really opening up your spiritual side. That's why a lot of you guys are tuning into that side of self. A lot of you guys are getting downloads. A lot of you guys are connecting with one another. You're finding familiar places, getting a lot of different kind of deja vu, and all the other ones in between. Attracting different kind of pages, really finding your spiritual tribe, and learning more about your spiritual self and all that fun stuff like that. That's all in alignment with the tropical chart, which is your thought process, and the Vedic chart, which is your vortex, your happenings and stuff around you, being in alignment with the draconic chart, which is your soul's experience. And your soul has had many experiences. So it being all locked in is just like, oh, a lot of you guys walk, especially if you sit here watching me, y'all been listening to me talk this long. Like, that's definitely, you guys being locked into those nodes. The North Node, especially in the, is big in the Kabbalah because it's like the spiritual journey. It's how you find your soul tribe. When you get into your North Node, this is the direction you should be moving in. This is what you're growing towards. And your South Node is your comfort zone, what you've always done and what helps. And the goal is not to do away with one, because I know we love to like just kill a side of ourselves to give life to another. It's not one versus the other. It's harmony and balance. You have to learn that. And we'll get into the heart chakra next. So I'll talk about it later. Anyway, but the North Node is, moving us towards those new beginnings, being more strategic. Remember I said, bless you. Remember I said the gut controls the mind. A lot of you guys being more conscientious about what you eat, what you put in your body, what you ingest, any form of ingestion. And it's in the second house right now. So it's paying attention to, our priorities, our sense of value, monies, as that's the Pentacles card and stuff like that, all that fun stuff. Now the North Node is in Pisces on the Vedic chart. So in our experiences, like I told you, a lot of like spiritual happenings coming, you know what I mean? We're moving in a very spiritual place. Especially as you guys, like I was talking about with the Pisces energy, walking, seeing a lot of challenges to what we believed and stuff. But as you challenge what you believe and you feel transformation, what you believe, that makes space for something new to come in. And, a lot of different new cults, occultism. Hey, pretty girl. Different kind of cults, different kind of practices, different kind of cultures. You got different kind of mystery schools and universities and different ways of learning coming out, different ways of making money, different kinds of money, all these things happening and stuff. And so that's all, there, because like even on the money, it says, in God we trust. Thank you. Appreciate you. It says, in God we trust. So it even has like the value, the belief system on the currency. The Pisces is on the second house, right? Fortune is also here in Aries, so new beginnings there, and it's also in the second house. Aphrodite is here. Cupid. Oh yeah, it's a lot of love and money here in the new beginning. So for some of you guys, big job changes, academic changes, because we got the Fortune here. We have academia here. Fortuna is here as well, and Hygeia. So a lot of you guys, the moves that you're making are really good preventive measures. Oh, you came in right on time then, pretty girl, because we are going over the solar plexus chakra right now. Aries rules over the internal side of the solar plexus chakra. So Ashe. So like a lot of new beginnings to a lot of you guys, moving new jobs, taking on classes. Some of you guys getting rid of classes. I know you guys closing up school, especially you guys higher, no matter what level of education you are on, the semester has ended and, it's time for a break, or if you're taking up summer class or whatever. But a lot of those new beginnings happening for you guys, and it's in the second house. So it's becoming a priority. You're sensing the value in it, whatever, what have you. Also in the place of love, as Aphrodite is here, Cupido is here, Nymph is also here, as well as Aries, which is that rebellious feminine energy. Oh, you start school on the 16th? See? Okay, Aries, you in there. You in there then. You're doing the new beginnings energy, and it's going to help you in that second house, the Pentacles. Just keep prioritizing it and do what you feel you want to do, and it just make sure, like, you do some, like, you make sure your daily routine is in alignment, because, you want to have balance. When you become imbalanced, the priorities start getting fucked up. It's a whole thing. But yeah, that's all, what's in Aries right now. So new beginnings to, your sexual self, your desires, your romantic self. You might be looking at somebody you laying next to, like, I don't know, you might have to go. It's summertime. Like, or, you might be looking at yourself like, I don't know, we got to do something because it's summertime. Like, just new beginnings in this space. Chiron is also here in the second house. So, you really engaging in educating yourself in a new way. You doing new things and having new beginnings in your life in the realms of love and wealth and, self-esteem and, forgiveness and, passion and compassion for others. That is going to help heal those second house wounds, says Chiron and Aries in the second house. Okay, some of you guys got some coin wounds, some of you guys got some heart chakra wounds. Second house deals with Taurus energy. Some of you guys got wounds with how you value yourself or value other people, your self-esteem, forgiving other people, your pinnacles, your job. Some of y'all really been ignoring y'all heart chakra. Y'all really be pushing yourself, and y'all really are not in alignment. And that's why you depressed. That's why you angry. That's why you sad. That's why you anxious. That's why you feel all these things written in the DSM, because you're out of alignment. Your internal self and your external self ain't on the same page, and you know it. And that's why you have to boss yourself around to function, because you're not doing something you're supposed to be doing. And so, you can keep creating that hell with yourself and dealing with these false diagnoses that give you a false sense of control over something that is just a side effect to your disalignment. Or you can align yourself. It's up to you. Now, while all of that's going on in the inside of our solar plexus chakra, on the outside of our solar plexus chakra is Scorpio. I explained that in detail with the manipulation and the moving things around based upon what we feel in our gut, right? And our gut right now is like, man, we need new beginnings. We need to heal these wounds. We need to heal my pinnacles, my pennies, my heart chakra. I don't like what I'm doing in my space. I don't like how I'm spending my time. I want to learn something. I want to apply something. I want to teach something. Like, you guys are in this space, like you're really craving it. And you got to know Aries is a fire energy. So that gut, y'all know when y'all hangry, y'all know when y'all angry, y'all know when y'all really ambitious, y'all know when y'all feel that fire push. It is not like it's not a gentle push. Even if it's a fun push, it's not gentle. It's rough as shit. It'd be like jerking your neck all hard and shit. Like, bro, you ain't have to push me that hard, bro. Chill. I'm gonna do it. It's one of them Johns. Peace. Hey, Timmy. How do I align myself? That's a good question. So you could be with me if you like. I do natal chart, like therapy sessions. I do readings as well. But I would learn about your natal chart, your progressive chart, and how to apply that to yourself. There's also different other things you can compile upon that, but I would start with those two things, and then you can expand on that with human design, gene keys, your numerology chart. I do personally read the different astrological charts and the numerology charts if you want to, talk to me later. But you can do that self study. And as you learn about like your EMF and the different things that your EMF is automatically attracting, whether your indoctrination is in alignment with or not, you can, practice on, how those different things make you feel. Paying attention to your feelings is key. Your feelings and it's so crazy because we live in a patriarchal society that does not allow us to feel, especially men. And it really fucking sucks. Because once upon a time when, the native tribes was over here, our men were feminine as fuck. They would, go outside and feel like it's supposed to rain in 3 weeks. Like they were just like very in tune with nature. They were very in tune with nature's systems and cycles and stuff. And that provided them an awesome way to lead. That's why they were able to build dope ass houses that, kept us cool for like, all 4 seasons. That's why they were able to take us on the right path when we had to move to the next state over, because winter time is starting, or we want to go catch the buffalo in time or whatever. Fuck. That's why and how they were able to do that. They were feminine. They were in tune with their intuition. They were in tune with nature. Hey, honey. Hey, Mafia baby. How you doing, love? And women aren't allowed to be feminine anymore either. Like, women have gotten very masculine. Masculinity in women is being so celebrated tremendously. It's get your own money, get your own stuff, get your own, you, own, me, you alone. Like, you gotta, we gotta bring the feminine energy back. In a nutshell. We gotta bring it back. So, while all this stuff is happening in Aries and the inside with the fire, externally we are manipulating in how palace. You can either be overlooking your genius-like qualities, You know, they're going to be coming to you in downloads because that palace is in the ninth house. That ninth house is in Scorpio. Scorpio is all about transformations and rebirth and empowerment, right? And so we want you to feel empowered by your downloads. We want you to feel empowered by the things that Jupiter is trying to give you. Jupiter rules over ninth house. I told y'all Jupiter is in Gemini. Jupiter trying to give you the community, give you the opportunities, give you the different things in your space, you know, all these things, you know, and you need to stop overlooking them. Don't overlook them no more. Sappho is also here, being wooed. Destin is here, you know, following into our destiny. A lot of you guys, these classes you're taking, these career moves that you guys are making, these healing at Chiron and Aries, it's bringing you closer to your destiny. Jobs, transformation in your jobs. That asteroid is also here in the ninth house. Some of you guys deserve to be in more managerial positions. Speak that shit into existence. Some of y'all need to change. I know I need to change. I just need to change my job. But some of y'all need to, you know, just walk in your power with the occupation. When I talk to y'all, I swear to God, I was talking to myself. If you know, you know. I know my friends are so tired of hearing me talk about it, and I'm so tired of saying it. Narcissist is also here. Transformation to the narcissists out here in these streets. Fuck y'all. But as you know, certain people walk in their power and they undergo these transformations in their academics and in their career moves and in their wounds and stuff, it's going to cause transformation to the narcissists and give them the downloads they need. And hopefully they actually adhere to them, or maybe they won't. Fuck them either way. Almea is also here. This is also how we flow with nature. So learning how to flow, be confident in nature, knowing that nature got you. Hey, yo, it's early summer. I need XYZ. You got to know that nature got you. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't, like, it's so much shit outside. Like, if I go in my backyard, I can see over 50 different plants, and I'm sure all of them heal something. All of them provide something to me. We're not taught to know what's in our backyard because we can't let our grass grow over 2 inches and shit. We get tickets. So, you know, you got to trust that the universe always got you, because they do. You just got to learn how to accept the universe back instead of being in this indoctrinated bullshit. But all of that is happening. Like, I keep coming back to Saturn. I'm coming back to Pluto, coming back to this Chiron and Aries, new beginnings to the wounds as we, you know, realize that we've been duped. It's just all happening here. We're just flowing and we're learning to hug nature and we're just loving here. And the 10th house is also here in Scorpio. So success is here. You guys are going to feel so good about making these changes. You're going to feel so good about making these transformations in your business, making these transformations in your love life. Don't forget Cupido and Nymph is here too. You know, satisfy that love and that sensual side and all that stuff like that. Your fortune, your preventative measures. You want to prevent certain things from happening and stuff like that, that Hygeia. So, you know, listen to your solar plexus chakra. Your gut is not steering you wrong right now. You feel it in your gut. You feel angered about it. You feel pushed. You feel motivated. Like, all that shit is there for you. It's definitely going to help you. So peace. Hello, Dean. All right, now we on the heart chakra, y'all. So the heart chakra is the unstruck, unhurt, unbeaten. This is the anahata. This is located in the middle of your chest or between your shoulder blades from the back. This controls over your self-esteem, your love, your wealth, your wisdom, empathy, your level of forgiveness, compassion, a list of priorities, how you value things, you know, your vortex. This is the middle chakra of the lower chakras and the upper chakras of your physical chakras. This is the middle zone. This is the Tippereth. This is the fifth house energy of Leo. This is the vortex. This is, you know, your heart bumps and pumps and it gravitates to the things that you need. You know, the minerals and stuff flow through with every pump and stuff. I've been learning about the plants growing in my front yard. Oh, good. That's important. Yeah, learn about the plants that grow around you because y'all breathe the same air. So y'all have a connection to one another. So you learn to appreciate the things around you and stuff, because we have a habit of oh man, I'm about to spiral. Hold on a second. We have a habit of always wanting to eat things from areas that's not near us. And I like that, you know, that's cool. Like, that's us definitely being tapped into our sacral chakra, and we love the senses being pleased. And I love citrus fruit. I know they don't grow over here like that, but yeah. However, excuse me, the things that grow around you are definitely like way more beneficial to you because you guys breathe the same air and you guys will be around the same insects and the same stuff and and if they can grow through it, then and you're growing through it, y'all can like lock in, you know, ain't no switching up. And I also watched this documentary, and this is also like a little camel walk off of that. I watched the documentary. I forget what it's called, but it's about this experiment they had in the early 90s where they had this dome, and inside the dome, they took a bunch of plants and insects from the 7 continents, and they all put them in a dome. And one thing that they noticed that when they put it in the dome, it made time speed up. Having all these things in there at the same time, like the life cycle of a butterfly sped up, the life cycle of flowers sped up, all that stuff. So think of yourself as a dome because you're like water with skin on top, right? You're literally a dome. So if you put all these different like things in your body, you're speeding up your aging process. You know, there's a couple people that talk about that heavy about eating for your blood type, eating for the area you live in, food pairing, you know, all those things like that, all of that, you know, it speeds up your aging process and stuff like that. So you want to be mindful of that. And like, because you are a dome, you live in a dome. So it's bad enough that they're always shipping different plants and animals and shit like that from dome to dome. So, you know, I mean, you can add to it, take away from it. I don't know. I want to get out of the city areas. That's my goal. I just want to get the fuck out of here. I don't think it's good place for me. It's too fast. It's starting to get too fast if you guys are paying attention. Like, I don't know why I know why they speed up shit so much, you know, trying to shorten people. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. I want to slow down. I'm here for a long time and a good time. Shit. At the same time. The hell? They got all the songs about dying. We're gonna die young and all that stuff. All my friends are dead. Like, excuse me. Watch y'all frequencies y'all putting in the air. That should be on heavy rotation in the radio. And just because you don't listen to the radio don't mean it's not in rotation in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit weird. I gotta get from over here. I want to go somewhere where the radio don't work. Like somewhere where I cannot listen to the radio stations. It don't work over here. Like, yeah, that shit annoying, but like, you know, I'm aware all magic come with a price. You know what I'm saying? So you pick which price you want to pay. I don't want to pay all the prices that everybody else wants to pay. Because everybody's stuck on that Pisces shit. Like, so like more Saturn to the Pisces, you know, more stuff being uncovered and, you know, more challenges to the stuff y'all been taught to believe and stuff. You know, that's gonna help y'all. It's gonna help y'all. Peace. Hey, Keishawn. Hello. I miss y'all so much. I'm so glad to be live. Okay, so back to the heart chakra. So we start the month off with Venus and Gemini. So I know a lot of y'all been feeling it, like, you know, the sun coming out, sun's out, buns out, guns out. We out here, you know what I'm saying? You gonna take what's up. You gonna take whatever size fupa and whatever size back I got. You feel me? Because we outside. And so while you outside and you ain't sitting pretty and you in the Earth Sagittarius energy, you feeling it and it's nice and we outside, you know, you becoming attractive because, you know, confidence and energy and all that stuff is attractive. Just like, you know, the rabbits come out and they want to touch on each other. The humans come out and the humans like to touch on each other around this time of year. This is where we get it popping at, you know what I'm saying? So that we can stay in the house and be incubators for the little eggs in the wintertime when we eating. You know what I'm saying? So that's usually how it goes. It's human nature. Don't get mad at me. Anyway, so, you know, we out here, we feeling good. So now you're getting multiple options in that heart chakra energy. You're getting multiple options in, you know, Venus deals with work life. So, you know, having different like work opportunities, especially for my business owners out there. I know the summertime be popping for everybody when it comes to the business. Everybody want to buy stuff. Everybody want to go on trips. Everybody need to go shopping to fill out the duffel bag to go on the trip and be nice. And so I need jewelry. I need clothes. I need shoes. And guess who got the businesses? We do. You know what I'm saying? So people are shopping. So you get more business opportunities, more vending opportunities, more performing opportunities. You go to festivals and fairs and shit. Going to how many Juneteenth events is about to pop off next Wednesday? We don't know. We finna fuck around and find out. We just had the Old Doomsday Festival. We got the Gay Pride all month. Like all this stuff is happening, right? So it's a lot of variety. Like every day it's like 20, 30 different things that to do today that you could choose from. It's something going on everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know, you look at like you out here and you being attractive and people now you got multiple people in your face. They want your attention. You know, they outside, they feeling confident too, baby. And then you know, it's just variety. And the goal is to stay focused. The goal is what do you want? What, you know, we love to taste the varieties of life. And, you know, I fucks with Goldilocks because she tried all three things before she picked the one that worked for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me taste all three and compare and contrast. And then that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to fuck that one up. know what I'm saying? You know, you don't just say, oh, you know, I tried this one, it's too hot, but like, you know, if I sit here and I blow it or I eat with my mouth open, it's cool. She's like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna try the next one. Oh, nah, this too cold. Next one. You could have said, oh, well, this is colder. You know, I mean, it's kind of too cold, but like, you know, it's colder than the hot one. So I'm gonna just sit here and eat. Like, you could be settling, but why? When you could try the third one, it's just right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Gemini energy does. It'd be like, why? Well, you could try the 20th one and it might be just right. But at some point in time, you got to be like, no, man, I already know where my heart is. I already know what I want. You out here conceiving Taurus babies? Ah! Wait, did y'all know I was transgender? I be forgetting. I didn't know, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters to me, but it's, you know, I love you. Goldilocks set standards in my life for over. Right. Like, I just want to try the flavors. I'm fit to try all of these. Happy Pride Month, K-Sean. I love you. Hope you're enjoying your time. Because they pop it all month long. You hear me? Yeah, that part. So, you know, that's Gemini. Gemini is giving you the varieties, but you gotta have like that Taurus energy. Like, you already went through the Taurus phase. You know what it's like to be fixed. I don't want you to be stubborn, but be fixed and be determined and be reliable and stuff like that. And be like, you know what? I remember I survived the month of 4. And I was deliberate and I paid attention to my vibration and I know what my heart is attracted to and what I'm willing to prioritize and what feels good. What feels good when I'm prioritizing. Remember, our feelings and our feminine side is what's really important. We've really been duped out of our feminine energy of get out of your feelings. No feelings. We don't like feelings. No feelings. That is not true. You need them. That is your sense that lets you know if you're in alignment. If you don't feel it, don't fucking do it. Every time you do something you don't feel, you start losing your keys, you trip over shit. Now you got an attitude, you spill something on your shirt, keep running in the red lights, niggas is being weird. You get that one customer that can catch these hands. Like, y'all really be making yourself do shit y'all don't want to do, and then y'all get mad when y'all attract bullshit in y'all vortex. Do you not know how your heart is pumping right now when you just forced yourself to do that bullshit? Your heart pumping on some like, this is some bullshit, this is some bullshit, this. And guess what the universe here? Bullshit. Like, and it's giving it to you. You feel me? You about to zip up your junk in the fucking pants and shit. Like, you're giving it to yourself. You say you be forgetting. It be like that. Once you like really in alignment with yourself and you comfortable with yourself, you really don't be thinking about it. Emotions rock. Feel it, do it. I like that. Yeah. Feel it and do it. And if you don't like it, Venus and Gemini, fuck it. You got another flavor on the way. What would you say? Next flavor coming. So it's cool, but just know when to stop and know when to be focused and determined, because that is the key to the Gemini lock. Is to be grateful, move in gratitude that all these things exist. Know that you bring value to every room you walk into, but also know when to like be like, all right, I'm locked in. Venus and Gemini also deals with community. Your vortex, you know, you're trying to attract your community that you need in your space, you know, also aligning your heart with your throat chakra. It's time to start speaking and invoking your sense. Start speaking and invoking what you feel. You know, stop ignoring that shit. You need new beginnings. Chiron is in Aries for a reason. You need new beginnings down there. I know you feel that fire in your gut all the fucking time and you not allowing that Venus and Gemini to speak it on you, for you. You know what I'm saying? You also create safe spaces. 4th house is here. Venus is in the 4th house. You also create safe spaces, nurturing spaces. You know, spirit got you. You know, if you need spirit to throw hands behind you while you speak that shit into, you know, how you feel and stuff like that, like, you know, they got you. Hands up. By the end of the month, Venus is going to be in Cancer. So you're going to be out here, flavors. And then by the end of the month, you're going to be dead. You'll be like, I got to go inward. Hermit card on the heart. And how tired you are, how exhausted, exasperated you are when Venus enters Cancer is determined by how focused you allow yourself while Venus is in Gemini. That's the real test. Are you going to burn the fuck out when Venus enters Cancer and it slows down? Don't do that. You know, she'll always come back to you. Start messing with your karma. Don't mess with your karma. You know, water makes distorted reflection. So it's going to, like, you know, make a funhouse mirror what the fuck you putting out. So if you putting out too much, if you talking to Minnie Mo and Jack and shit like that, trust and believe that shit gonna come back funny as hell. You don't want to play with that. I don't like playing with that. Let me tell you, I got some stories. And I tell you on an After Dark episode, today is not one of them. I be telling people, I'm sorry, you see a girl, I was assigned this body. You was assigned the body. I'm sorry. I don't even be, I don't know. You are correct. I'm guilty of denying my Gemini impulses. This moon in Cancer got me for literally no reason, bro. Oh, yeah. Moon in Cancer, I've actually been good. Like, usually it's just emotions. I've actually been pretty good. I ain't gonna hold you. I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. You know what I was more so feeling? I was more so feeling the tropical earlier today with Moon and Leo, because I popped up. I was like, yeah, I'm finna get it done. And it's done. And then, yeah, I guess now as I slow down, the Moon and Cancer is like, yeah, we chilling. I feel it. Yeah, Vedically speaking, Venus is still in Taurus, so very much attracting the things that you want in your space and materializing, because Taurus is a fixed earth energy, so you definitely know you're manifesting with your heart chakra. So if you're being the resistance, you're manifesting resistance scenarios. Whew, I do not like fighting the cosmos, and I'm finna stop. By the end of the month, Venus is going to be in Cancer tropically, and it's going to be in Gemini Vedically. So now a lot of things are going to start catching up to that Vedic air energy. A lot of things happening real fast while you're trying to go inward. And that's why I said be careful of how much stuff you put yourself into now while your mind is in Gemini, because when that Vedic go in Gemini, it's gonna be like, why the fuck did I sign myself up for so much stuff? I got excited and I signed myself up for so many jobs and volunteer work. I'm supposed to be in 3 places by the end of this month. July finna be crazy. Your calendar already full. So just relax. Man, it got me missing my mom in 3D. She was Cancer, so I'm getting ancestor vibes. I'm glad you're good, though. You deserve a good flow of energy. You be out here for us. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And peace to your mother out there in the 9D doing the thug dizzle for us while we on the way. For real, for real. That's why you didn't sign up for the ride battle. Don't do that. Don't do that. You still gonna get showered with compliments. What did you talk about? So what we got here in Taurus? Taurus rules over the internal side of the heart chakra, right? This is where we like be pumping, right? Pumping. So what are we pumping? Mercury is here. The throat chakra is in the heart. Again, bring you back to like Venus is in Gemini, Mercury is in Taurus. We're really connecting the heart and throat chakra. It's really time to speak what you feel into existence. It's really time to invoke what you want into existence. Mercury is in the 3rd house. That's the Gemini house. The Gemini house is ruled by Taurus right now. So that's still connecting. For my spellcasters right now, this is an awesome time to connect the throat chakra and the heart chakra together and really speak and invoke what that heart chakra is pumping with all that mind thought, all that heart. Really go towards what you want. Mercury is also the energy of learning and teaching. So what do you feel passionate about? What makes your heart beat a certain kind of way? Like, whoo, like, you get really excited about it. Like, that's where you should be at. That's where Mercury deals with your routines and your habits. Like, that's where you should be spending your daily life. That's where you should be teaching about, what you should be speaking on, what you should be learning about, and stuff like that. So, like, it helps. Uranus is also here. Uranus is the progressive push we need. Uranus has been in Taurus since 2019, March 2019 to be exact. And when we go back, let's go back in time. We know in the beginning of the month, Uranus entered Taurus. By the end of the month, we was home and our bills was on pause and the kids was home from school and all these cryptocurrencies was coming out and people were learning about bonds and contracts and PPP loans and unemployment. It was a whole progressive push in that Taurus value and the Taurian people going on. That's when a whole lot of the trials were really coming out. That's when we really started feeling the shadow of Pluto entering Aquarius with that electronic communication and stuff like that. And Uranus was given that progressive push in our heart chakras. Like, we got to do something different. We got to move different. We got to prioritize different and stuff like that. So a lot of that was Uranus and Taurus. And right now it's in the third house. So it's in the Gemini house of community and communications and stuff like that. Uranus is still in Aries on the Vedic chart. So it's still new beginnings and stuff like that. Uranus retrograde? Good question. I do have a list of the retrogrades coming up. Actually, I don't have a retrograde Uranus this year. I got Neptune. Neptune is happening July 2nd. Pallas is July 18th. We got Saturn on June 29th. Pluto is in retrograde. Pluto is in retrograde till October 12th. Nope, no Mars. No Mars retrograde this year. No Mars and no Uranus this year. We got Saturn and Neptune coming up next. And then Pallas. Which is interesting. Hey, Black Boy, how you doing? And then we have our placements that are already in retrograde. Like, we got, Psyche will be in retrograde on Juneteenth, which is interesting because, Juneteenth, we always looking back. Say, Kofa, look back, And so Psyche going back in retrograde on Juneteenth is wild. You really going to stop and look back. People about to be time traveling. Yes, it's a Saturn, Sky Daddy, and Uncle Neptune. Yep. So yeah, over here in Taurus, yeah, that's Uranus. Amor is also here. That's an asteroid. Daphne is also here. This is how, you attract other people, or how other people feel about you. Hera is also here, which is what you need in a bond to want to stay in it. Gold is also here. That's the abundance. Excuse me. Hey, Roy. I never mean for these to be that long, but I'm not mad either. That's why I'd be so anxious starting them. I didn't even get there in my notes. Okay. But yeah, so now we have like really paying attention to your heart chakra and how it's pumping in that space of love and that progressive push, and how you wish. I seen you, the blunt roller on IG. Oh yeah, the blunt roller. Oh, I'm already rolled up. It's on the side. Yeah, so the progressive push, invoking the things that you want in your love space. Listening to how people feel about you and how you're affecting other people's spaces. I'm cool, Roy. How you doing, love? And so while all that is going on in your attraction and how you're pumping and what you're pumping to, you'll feel, so Libra is the external side of the heart chakra, and it goes like this. So your heart is solid, it's in your chest, it's fixed, you have your beats per minute. Sometimes they go faster, sometimes go slower. It could be stubborn in those things. You gotta really be patient with your heart chakra, right? In the inside, that's the Taurus, right? We know we can rely on our heart to pump for us. We don't have to tell our heart to pump. That's what it does. That's Taurus. It's fixed in that motion, right? It just gives us, faster and lower speeds at different physical things going on, or mental things going on, or emotional things going on, or whatever, which helps with our sensory, right? Because it sends faster signals to our neurons, brings us down to our sacral chakra, right? So that's all the heart. That's Taurus, right? So while that's going on the inside was Libra. Libra, what I say, y'all, air is always knowledge. Air is always knowledge. So the heart pumps fast. It's like knowledge is, it's anxious. What can we do to bring this heart chakra back to an equilibrium? Libra always wants to be balanced, right? Libra always wants equilibrium. Libra never wants fast heart rates and too slow heart rates and abnormal. Libra never wants abnormal. I always want everything to be equal at all times. If I'm not feeling good, I need this to be fixed. Libra is the equalizer. Makes sense? And that's why, oh, hey, Apache. And that's why that's the external energy. So whatever Taurus is doing, Libra is always trying to equalize it. Okay. So right now we have Adonis there, we have Banks there, and we have Maki Maki. Now Banks is pretty self-explanatory. We finding that justice and that balance and that harmony happening there as you find, your heart pumping towards like really like manifesting what you want in your space and stuff like that. Maki Maki is like, we're going to make this flow with nature. We can make these things happen in your experience. Maki Maki likes to balance your natural experiences with what's going on in your heart chakra because it's in Libra while Taurus is over there. And then Banks is like, well, I want your pockets to reflect your alignment with your internal heart chakra. So if you're not in alignment with that internal heart chakra, guess what? Your pockets is going to reflect that disalignment. And you have to, say, hey, I don't like the way this is. Well, are you doing something that you don't feel like doing? Do you keep going against what your heart is telling you should or should not be doing? Are you paying attention to how your heart is in certain spaces? Are you ignoring it? And so, like, you have like placements like Amor and Daphne and Hera over there in Taurus. And so Adonis is the external side of that Libra, in that Libra zodiac. Adonis is an asteroid. It's the energy of the soulmate, the twin flame, or heartfelt connections you dreamed of. So when you tapped into that Hera, like, what do I really need in a bond? What do I really want in a relationship? What makes my heart really go, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum? I like that song. But what makes my heart do that? And then Daphne is like, well, how do I want that person to feel about me? Like, how do I want that person to feel like impressed upon in my space? And, how do I want to make that person feel? And you paying attention to more, like, what am I willing to do for the love? And what do I want that person to be willing to do for my love? And if you be 100 about those things with yourself, and you really going to move in alignment with that, guess what? That Adonis is on the other side. And that Adonis is in the 8th house, so it's going to go to your solar plexus house. So it's really going to bring you that. 8th house also deals with like that combined income, like that power couple type energy. And that's ruled by Virgo. So Virgo is health, wealth, daily routine, moral and integral code. Like Adonis is really coming through with the solar plexus chakra energy. And hey, do you invoke me? Because Virgo is dealing with the invocation. We already know Mercury and Uranus is in the throat chakra on the other side. So Adonis is going to respond. Banks is also in 8th house Virgo. Maki Maki is also in 8th house Virgo. Also further solidifying that you really have the power to invoke what you want in your love life, what you want in your career and your academic life and stuff like that. Like, it's really up to you. And that's how your heart chakra is placed for you right now. And so now let's move to the throat chakra. Let go, Virgo. Hey. So, and the throat chakra is more, I don't know what I was about to say. It's ruled by Mercury though. Okay. The throat chakra controls the ears, nose, and throat, and the thyroid and the parathyroid. Your ability to express and listen, to communicate, the call and response, teach and learn. I always say I want it to be embedded in your head, the moral and integral code that affects your habits and your daily routine. And that's in alignment with Mercury rolls over right now. We talked about Mercury being in your heart chakra in Taurus. So you're invoking what you feel in your heart and how your heart is pumping. We started the month off with Mercury and Taurus in the tropical and in the Vedic. So not only were we thinking it, but it was coming into fruition in our space. And then we're ending the month off with Mercury being in Cancer in the 5th house, so a little dramatic with the communications and stuff like that. But again, I told y'all got to be careful how y'all treating all this Gemini energy. Because it's going to affect how you can like go inward and really like comfort and be in your feminine intuitive energy by the end of the month when everything starts to go into Cancer, right? You don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to oversign yourself for things and stuff like that. Cancer comes before Leo, and that's because they want a balance for you. I want you to balance being outward and inward. So I'm going to keep giving you outward and inward energies, bouncing off of each other, right? And we give thanks for that. Thank you for aligning the stars for us to learn balance for how extroverted and how introverted we want to be. Okay. So by the end of the month, we're in Cancer on the tropical and the Vedic, right? We're in the 5th house with this. So this is our dramatic self. This deals with Leo energy. Leo rules over the 5th house. This is, Tippereth, which deals with the heart and the realms of the Kabbalah. So your creative energy is here. Okay. A lot of you guys starting the month going outward, really manifesting what you want, getting the taste of variety and stuff like that. And the Gemini energy about, oh, you said you wanted this, you manifested this at the end of the month. Okay, these are different routes you could choose now. Taste the different values. Know that you bring value to any room you walk into. Pick one, stay determined with it, because when we go into Cancer energy, you're going to cultivate it, you're going to nurture it, and it's going to grow for you. But if you keep spreading yourself around every Gemini energy and you don't allow yourself to have a focus within that Gemini energy, it's not going to go well for you. Bouncing back and forth, you're going to irritate yourself. Come Cancer energy, okay? You're going to be exhausted by Leo. You ain't even going to be able to have fun by Leo because you're doing too much in Gemini, okay? So Gemini going inside. We got the sun here. It's our experiences tropically. Don't forget, in sidereal, we're still in Taurus. So you still have the physical space and all that stuff. You still paying attention to your emotional self. Taurus is in the 4th house, so your feminine energy, your sensories. You sitting here listening to me repeat myself over and over again on listening to your heart is in alignment with the sun being in Taurus on the tropical and Vedic chart. And then by the end of the month in Cancer and Gemini, okay? Your experiences is on nurturing, which you actually attracting your vortex is, community that helps you nurture. Venus is also here in Gemini. Jupiter is also here. So not only do we have your experiences and your ego, we have your heart chakra here. We have your joy and your luck. We have Valentine here, which is love, opportunity. We have Pandora and Setna. Setna deals with our spiritual growth as a collective. We have Karma here also in Gemini. Karma to the community, karma to people not super in tune with that feminine energy or abusing it, because people that can abuse the 4th house, they is heavy manipulators. They try to make you seem like you're in a safe space to give you Stockholm syndrome while they over there, using you and stuff like that. Karma coming to them, those kind of people in the community. So you'll see more of that coming out, more of those kind of seekers, more of those kind of transformations and challenges in those Saturns, right? Right. Yeah. So a community coming to you to help you with your coins, a community coming to you to help you with your opportunities that you want, because y'all can't do anything by yourself. It has to be a whole conglomerate that exists before you even want the opportunity. People had to create the shit for you to even know that existed to say that you want it. So all that, I'm doing everything by myself. You're never doing anything by yourself, especially if you work for other people or work with other people, or if you make money, period, you're not doing anything by yourself. So gotta stop that me, my shit. There's literally never a moment where it's just you. The fact that you're on a phone right now goes to show you're not doing anything by yourself. There's a lot of shit going on right now, so you could be on the phone right now, so you could be on Wi-Fi right now. You don't do anything by yourself. We have to learn how to give thanks for the community that we have so we can value that community. Because the things that we see that irritate us are just reflections of what the fuck we already got going on. For real. You want people to be paid more and be valued, but you're not valuing what they do every moment. You don't even value what you do. Do you realize how many things, pay attention within 30-minute span of how many things you do. How many things did you do in 30 minutes? And really value everything you did in those 30 minutes. It'll help you have more value towards the things that other people do, so that you can have the luxuries and the comfortability that you have. And if those are luxuries and comfortability that you no longer want to have because you realize the things that other people are doing, switch it up in your throat chakra. This is the moral and integral code, baby. You can speak it into existence, but keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100. Don't play with it, because the universe hears your heart. And if it ain't in alignment with that throat chakra, you just be in a resistance, So that's happening inside with the community. Now, externally, you know, what are we invoking? What are we solidifying? What are we materializing, right? We got Lilith here triggering us. We got our vertex. Remember, we're speaking into existence, our vertex. Venus is in Gemini, so our vertex is, of course, in Virgo. We got Juno here, you know. We got Leo over here. Juno's love, another love energy associated with Hera, you know, what you really need in that bond to stay in it. That's the equal opposite energy. I'm not fanboying you, but you are really underrated. Thank you. And I'm glad you love it here. I'm glad you love it here. Bounty is also here. Bounty deals with your return. Your return is what you put in. So if you want to be disaligned and not paying attention and stuff like that, then your reward, it's going to be funny because like the universe is confused. Like you said you wanted these things, but you're not doing the things to get the things that you said you wanted. So like, I don't know what to reward you with. Do I reward you with the resistance that you're being? Like, you got to know when you're being confusing, bro. You got to know how you affect the universe too, because you're in control of your, like, it's easy to go look on some screens and read some books and listen to people talk and let them convince you that other people are in control. That's easy to do. It's easy to be like scared and feel. That's fucking easy. It's easy. But can you really stand on your two and say, yo, I'm in control. I turn these screens off. Who the fuck is telling me what to do? Who's telling me no? What experiences am I allowing myself to have? How many fuck ups am I allowing myself to have? How many triumphs am I allowing myself to have? Is my routine fulfilling? How do I feel about my routine right now? Do I feel aligned? Do I feel sad? Do I feel angry? Do I feel happy? Do I feel pride? Do I feel back and forth, you know, confused? Yeah. Imagine how confused the universe is. Yeah. So many people are confused because people have been indoctrinated against their feminine energy. We are not allowed to be feminine, yo. And feminine is not like, oh, I'm a girl and I'm so dainty and la la la. Like they convince you that feminine was some nut shit, so you wouldn't even want it. And without being feminine, all these superpowers y'all swear up and down y'all want and all this healing and shit, it is never going to fucking happen. You have to go inward. You have to go feminine in order to heal. You have to go feminine to do your shadow work. You have to go feminine to align with nature. You have to go feminine to grow a fucking plant, to have a plant in your house and to try to keep the plant alive. You have to be feminine. You walk in and you talk to the plant and you feel like the plant is talking to you. You have to be feminine to have a pet. You have to be feminine to have a pet. Most of y'all that have pet, hey, love my city. Most of y'all got pets. Y'all be telepathically talking to y'all pet. Your pet know your energy. You know your pet's energy. Like always, like you know what they like and don't like. You know they cycles and all that, like all this shit. You said, nah, forget me. Why? What'd I do? All this shit. You have to go feminine. And they convince you that feminine was some weird nut shit, some dainty, like damsel in distress and it's bullshit. And it's something to laugh about. And it's a weak person always getting kidnapped and need to be saved. You know, it's just stupid shit. And they really shamed our men out of being feminine. And our men not being feminine is so dangerous because they are not in tune with nature. If they're not feminine, they can't help us survive the elements. They too busy worried about what book I need to read, what's out, that everybody's worried about what's outside of themselves, what's going on outside of ourselves, what are they doing, what's this doing, what that look like, da, 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 da. And by you always going outside of yourself, there's no, like, the real reason why you here, it's not getting done. And that's the real spiritual warfare. That's the real spiritual warfare, is this going outward so much that you're not going inward. You know what I mean? You're not finding that balance. You got to know that one is the reflection of other and vice versa. As within, so without. As without, so within. And if you're not moving in that flow, like, you're always going to be your own resistance. And I know some people walk into this realm, they automatically just want to be 100%, 1,000% feminine. Like, I just want to be in my crown chakra, purple, amethyst on everything. Like, they just want to be up here in their crown. And it's no, you have both for a reason. Don't kill why would you kill your ego? You're literally trying to kill your experience here. Ego is your sun sign. Why would you kill that? Ego is the gut that controls the mind. Why would you kill that? That's your strategy. That's your ambition. You want alignment. You don't want to kill shit, bro. We're not killing no egos. We're not killing parts of ourselves. It's no angels versus demons. They flow together. You are a yin and a yang. You got both of them. You're supposed to do both. But we've been so like wrapped up into this patriarchal life of, money, currency, even currency is outside of you. You don't even see yourself as currency. The currency is outside of you. Everything outside of you is valued. Hey, Celia, my bad. Cause what's the phase? StreamYard don't really show my comments on Instagram. And I have to like randomly remember to come back here. Although I primarily adhere to the Vedic chart. Thank you for going over both of the zodiac charts as well as the chakras. Oh yeah, absolutely. Watching in two places. Thank you, Keisha. Yeah, you have to have balance. And that is why we have light and dark. And we have to understand and appreciate the fact that you can't have one without the other. They both need each other to exist. Without one, there is no other one. So without, your dark side, there is no light side of you. Without your light side, there is no dark side of you. Without your upper self, there is no lower self. I know a lot of people want to sit in their crown chakras all fucking day. And that's fun. But if that's the case, die. Why are you here? Why are you here for real, for real? You don't want to be in tune with your Malkuth? You got 10 spheres, not one. Move in gratitude that you had 10 spheres. Because it's a lot of one sphere ass niggas out here that wish they had 10. And you out here with 10 like, oh, I just want to sit in the one because you're just not learning about it. And I get it. It's kind of like what's Cyclops from motherfucking X-Men when he was first learning how to use his eyes and he was out here just shooting on everything and he had to get the glasses to get the focus. You need the glasses for the focus. But yeah, one don't do well without the other. You need both of them. And as you really pay attention to what you want to invoke in your space with this Gemini energy, you have so much support and return in the throat chakra on the Virgo spot. You really are manifesting things in your space. You got Lilith, you're going to be triggered. You're going to get them pushes and the pulls because some of y'all not going to do shit unless somebody in your face triggering you. Yeah, really not. And then Lilith and all these, Lilith is the only one in the 8th house. So it's going to give you that transformation. So Lilith is there for y'all that's trying to be resistance. Lilith going to get y'all. And all these other placements down here, Vertex has the potential to get y'all. Because Vertex is in the 7th house. That's the Libra house. Vertex wants balance, right? And it's also in Leo on the Vedic chart. So it wants balance in your experiences, And when it gives you balance in your experiences, it's in the 10th house on the Vedic chart. So in your experiences, you're getting success. You're showing how successful you're being shown how successful you are being in what it is you're trying to manifest or how much of an alignment you are in with what you're trying to invoke in your space, right? Money is also here in the 7th house, giving you that balance, how many opportunities are you taking in at Gemini? Are you being focused on those opportunities? That's the asteroid, that's a Gemini opportunity, where you at with it? Bounty is on the other side, giving you your reward in the 7th house. And while these Rockefeller is also here and Silver is also here. And the placements that are in Leo in your experience Vedically is your Vertex, Juno, showing you the bonds in your relationship, Bounty, giving you your reward in your experience, and money, monetary, we let it money's the currency, and Silver is also in Leo. So for those of you guys that like to play around with stocks and shit, check out Silver. see what's happening in the news with Silver, what kind of stories are going on, because that's definitely going to affect how it's being experienced, and that's definitely going to affect how you invest in that, especially if you do like Forex, like you're like a day trader or something. Yeah, Silver is the one. Pay attention to that, John. But yeah, all these they're showing you in your experience how well and how much in alignment you are manifesting these in your space, as these placements are in Gemini and Taurus on the Vedic scale. So that's why I like being able to embody two energies simultaneously, but separately. It's weird, really. Right. You got the best of both worlds over there or whatever. I've been told that I'm energetically androgynous. I give mixed gender signals, but never had And I guess, you know, once upon a time, that actually was like one of the prerequisites to people who were deemed as like the spiritual, like go-to person. They were like androgynous or had some level of, like they were like hermaphrodites. Like they just had that connection to both, like a definite, like, you know, defined connection to both. You know what I'm saying? So that's always cool because it is best to have both worlds. It is good to have both worlds for multiple reasons. Now we get into the third eye. Now the third eye is ruled by the sun and the moon. This is the only chakra that has two celestial bodies ruling it. This is the heaviest chakra. You know, the central nervous system ain't nothing to be played with. You know what I'm saying? So you got the sun giving you your experience, your external self, you know, what's outside of you, the ego. And right now it's in Gemini, it's giving you your community, it's giving you opportunities, it's giving you different flavors in your space and different people and all that fun stuff. And they're all nurturing you and are providing you with things that you said you wanted. And it feels really good. It's just the goal is to be focused. Out of all these things that feel good, what is the one thing that you should focus on? Pre-game for Cancer season, or you will burn the fuck out. Vedically speaking, the sun is still in Taurus, so it's like, you know, really focus on your heart chakra and how your heart is pumping, and you know, your Venus is vortex, so what you really want in your space and stuff like that. By the end of the month, the sun will be in Cancer in your mindset. So now you be ready to be tired. And then you still got, depending on how well you did the thought process in Gemini. Now, by the end of the month, Vedically, you got the sun in Gemini. So it's, you know, really play this tropical Gemini right so that your Vedic Gemini can move accordingly. You're going to be hot. You're going to be hot. So this is a good time. Like in the second decan of the month, tomorrow we enter, 11/11, y'all. Tomorrow we enter the second decan of the month. So it's a good time to find balance and harmony and justice on the different actions you initiated in your space in the first decan of the month. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't really take action, it's a great time to like really start paying attention because you've been sitting here listening to me. It's a great time to take initiative and do that, John. We talked about the moon already because we starting to end in the month off with the moon in Aries, right? And it just so happened at the end of this month, we are in Aries on the tropical and Vedic. So we have new beginnings in our home and family and our intuitive self. Now I really do. And you are sometimes. It's a relatable energy though. Yeah, we were the esteemed ones as opposed to how we're perceived now. It's cool to right. Oh, I caught it before y'all. Right. And that's because it's a lot of play and shame on feminine energy. So like people they deem as feminine can't even have the balance of both. Like nobody can have a balance of both. It's always one or the other, one versus the other. I really don't be falling into this man versus women bullshit because that's more separation of the two. I really don't be with the shit. I'm trying to put my phone on the charger. It's all right. I'm gonna take a break in a moment because I then made it all the way up to the third eye chakra. So once I finish the third eye chakra, I'm gonna take a little music break and then I'm gonna come back. My daughter takes the trash. My son washes the dishes. I wish my son would wash dishes. See, my son doesn't either. He will if I ask him to, but I get the stare down and I don't really want to. He really cares about his nails and he doesn't really like to touch dirt and dirty things. He really gets in his head. He's a life path 22. He's really here so that he doesn't get fined. He's not here to do no human shit. He's here to do his time so he don't get fined. And he act like it too. Hey Big, hey Mama Earth, how y'all doing? And my son don't be beat. When he breaks a nail, he be looking at me and he like, I hate it here. Hey, this human shit you do. Oh no, we don't do ginger chores over here. No, we don't. It's who can help who. That's it. We never did that. My son sound dope. Yeah, he a 22 leaper. He dope, all right. So yeah, in the internal side of our third eye chakra, we got Cancer over here. This is your moja. This is all set. This is how we are rooted upward, downward and upward, right? All set is the awareness of the depth of being. Remember, all ser was the, awareness of one with all, right? So learning, healing, nourishing the divine womb. So we have Vesta here, us being passionate about, creating nurturing spaces, us being passionate about our connection to one another and stuff like that. Because Vesta is like, psychologically speaking, there's certain neurons that go off in your brain when you're having sex. So when you're engaging in certain activities, these same neurons go off in your brain. So when you guys are engaging in like spiritual practices, meditation, groundedness, speaking to the ancestors, spell casting, all that stuff, you guys are going to give off the same, neuron, transmitter situation, memory map, as like the act of conception. And that's really helps bring things into fruition for you guys and stuff like that. The 4-year-old will be like, I can go back to the moon for real. I'm trying to go back to the divine womb. Take me back. Now, Vedically speaking, Gemini, because we in Cancer thinking about it. So you think it, and guess what? What's going to happen in your vertex? The community. Community is big for these next 2 decades of this month. And then when we get into the first decade of next month, community is very, very big here. You really want to pay attention to the community you're evoking into your space, because by the end of the month, that's what you're going to have. I want y'all to be very focused on y'all heart chakras when y'all invoke what y'all want in y'all space and what y'all got time for, because you really setting the tone for how this next, quarter is going to go. This next season is going to go for you, and how stretched thin you are versus, how ordered and organized you are. It matters. I'm gonna keep telling y'all it matters. Eros is also here. Industria is here. Medusa is here. And this is more like, emotional energy. This is more like relationship type energy. Also like healing of the wounds. Medusa went through a lot of things. Medusa has a lot of wounds, and it was like she was punished for having her wounds. So for a lot of you guys that have feel wounded in the cosmos, wounded with your your belief system and how you've been moving and things and stuff like that, use this time to really heal your relationship with your spirit guides and your ancestors and your walk of faith, especially as you deal with that Saturn down in Pisces, challenging things you've always believed. And Pluto giving you the transformations and awareness. There's a lot of planets that are in alignment that can hurt, my sensitive babies out there. I just think about my water babies and my people who are Cancer stellums and their 9th house stellums and their what house is the Cancer house? We don't know. I don't know. The 4th house stellum. Like, I just think about all of you guys and how soft and watery you guys are. And I just want to, hey, old block. And I just want you guys to know that, like, the pushes might be difficult, but just notice the universe working in your favor and hugging you and holding on you. I appreciate you. Thank you, old block. And so, like, that's really important. Just really just like, massaging yourself. That's where it's at. And we really want you to have nurturing spaces for yourself spiritually and your, intuitive self. And so as you're experiencing all this healing and what kind of industry you want to create, what kind of business moves you want to make, what are you passionate about, what gets you going, what Eros, what do you want in love? What do you want to experience? What kind of divine spiritual connection do you want to have with these people, places, things, situations, ideas? So what's happening in your experience as a result of that? You have Apollo here. I love Apollo. What made me love Apollo? There's a TV show that comes on. Be right back on the Sag Life. Okay, cool. I'll be on Sag Life later. What made me love Apollo was that TV show that comes on the Apple box or whatever. He's like, there's this book and it's kind of like whimsical, and he's trying to find his wife and his son, and there's his wife kind of like, they say it was like postpartum, but she started to see like a demon in her son, and everybody's saying she killed him, and but that's not what happened. It's just like a whole thing that's actually so cool. But do you want to have your okay, not really. I don't really like stuff like that. Thank you for asking. But Apollo is like how you love being in love. That self-loving tendency, that fearless love energy that you have. That's Apollo. And it's like, and it's in the 6th house. So it's in the house of health, wellness, and daily routine. So it's really supporting like what energy are you willing to put forward on a regular basis for this love? You know what I'm saying? And it matters. Cleopatra is also here with her sassy self, and this is how you like to be adorned, how you adorn others. And Cleopatra can go for like the Three of Swords type energy too, because you know the story. But and that has a lot to do with how you flow into this Venus and Gemini. You're gonna let yourself have a whole bunch of options. You're gonna flow into all these options. You're gonna burn yourself out. That shit, you want to juggle, or some of y'all good at juggling. I don't know how you do it. It's your world, but all this is, what do you want in your space? Cleopatra is in the seventh house. That's that Libra house of balance, with the balance here. Union is also here. Connectivity, connection. What kind of unions do you want in industry? What kind of unions do you want in your emotional and your loving self, right? Lust is also here. See, that Venus and Gemini gonna get some of y'all in trouble. I see it already. Some of y'all, like, lust and union is too close to each other. Union is at 19, knowledge being born, and lust is at 23, is right after. So some of y'all might find your union and then you turn around and lust right after. Don't do it. And then you're gonna turn around and Cleopatra right after. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be messy. Don't fall into this Gemini shit and start thinking you got all these options and shit that you really don't fucking have. Don't fall into that. It's an illusion. These screens are an illusion, and they're also an illusion. You be all right, because I'm not just on here. I'm also on YouTube. I'm on other platforms. This is not the only platform I'm on, so you be all right, Amir. The fact that you're a life path 22 and you talk like that is wild, but go off. But yeah, anyway, these screens are illusions, and they're creating delusions, and they make you think you got all these options that you really don't have. You want to be mindful. I keep telling y'all about the people, they've been celebrating Saturn for generations upon generations. So like, you're just learning about Saturn being in Pisces and what to do with it and how to activate it in alignment with your personal chart. You got to know that these other people have been doing this shit for generations, and they're very well versed in it. And so that's what you up against, for real. And I wouldn't even say against, because it ain't even really that, it don't gotta be that deep. So now we get into the crown chakra. The crown chakra is, the crown of the head, the consciousness. These are the thoughts and wisdom and awareness, connection to the universe, all that fun stuff. It doesn't have any physical celestial bodies or zodiac energies connected to it. Oh, and then I put the slide for the lunar mansions for my people in the back. Y'all like to get into the 27, 28 lunar mansions. Here you go. So the different degrees matter. And if you guys are really paying attention to the charts that I showed you guys previously in the previous slides, I did put the degrees that each planet is in. And so you can see which pada, because each zodiac is divided into like 3 padas. And you can see which pada that planet is in. Don't pay attention to these planetary placements because they're out of date. I just wanted y'all to see the lunar mansion chart. But yeah, that's where it's at. And I'm definitely in the process of getting my courses in order. I feel like this year could very much be the year that I finally start my courses, but y'all know they're not going to start until October. But I will open up, enrollment in like August, September. So we're trying to get in this year. My presentation should be ready. Y'all know I'm a perfectionist, and perfectionist makes procrastination. And so I do balance both. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not apologizing either, because it's my experience. But the class is coming, and we will definitely get into depth with these lunar mansions and how they align with all the other ways that I read charts. We have the June solstice coming, and this is when the sun sets to the north of the west. Okay? This is when we start to experience the sun to the top of the earth hemisphere, and the sun is kind of like at its ascending node into our space, so we get more sunlight and we get it at a higher level. Okay? And nothing is a perfect circle, so we all oblong with the shits. And yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got. And so this is a nice calendar of what's going on from June 1st to 30th. And so with that being said, I am going to pause this for a moment. I'm going to play some music, And then we're going to get on with the astronomical report, which really is actually pretty swift. I think that one is going to be like another 15 minutes before I let y'all go. We might end up stopping right on midnight. We'll see. But I need to take a break because my throat getting dry. This was a lot. Now I see what Bobby Hemmett feel like. But I will tell you this. Like, it might seem like a lot with y'all sitting there watching out and listening. I don't know if it does. But with me talking, it really, like, once I'm channeling, y'all know I'm a Virgo stellar. I'm a Mercurian through and through. And so with all of this, like, flowing, it doesn't really, like, feel all that to me. Like, I'm chilling. So I'm going to take this little, give me a little 5-minute break. We're going to play a couple songs. And I'll be back. I'll be right back.
Legendary in a Caesar, looking for a goddess with thunder thighs to be my Athena. And she ain't gotta sing, but it'd be nice if she could hit keys like Alicia. I could be your Martin, you could be my Gina, my P.Y.T.V.A. Though the bunny is the bugs, the king looking for is Queen Latifah. I'm living la vida loca, mamacita, hola, como esta, chica? Hey, sweetie, you like you need something sweet. Looking for Mr. Right? I'm right here where you left me at. Here to spark some excitement in your life. Mr. One-Liner, I draw pickup lines. All I do is think about you. All I do is think about you.
To my Penelope, your aura big, yet you still smelling me. Licking lips like Bill Bellamy. I gotta love Jones for what you selling me. Poetic prose, spoken words and melodies. Floetic souls, working birds, fly to better things. I can be a road runner, yet you still catching me. Unforgettable like my bow tie ring, our soul tie tings, our flow rising. Unforgettable like Nat Cole sing, spiritual Coltrane, be my soulmate. Be over 10 to my Sinclair, the Kyle to my Maxine. Ain't no living single here, even got our Tamagotchis matching. No one's supposed to be here, but thank God we found. And I'm sitting up in my room and I just wanna be down. I hope you pull up on me soon so we can be out. Loving basketball too, ain't no rebounds. Virgo, Venus, bloodline, I'm Virgo sunshine. I'm here for a fun time. Venus is aligned and she adding to the drum line. I came through like a cannon, Vedic Leo like a wrecking ball. I can buy my own flowers to the one who owns my heart. Acts of service and inclusion makes you worth it. Ain't gotta be perfect, but confusion makes me lose circuit. I live in passion, romantic gestures and creative action. I pay attention to detail and reciprocate my attraction. I got goals and I hope that yours are adjacent. I love to take you places, shaking hands in same places. Be my partner for the ages, I hope you stay a while. I'm known for overthinking, but assurance calms me down. I like affection, you and I moving in one direction. Love and correction, cause you care about how I'm stepping. You pay attention and you adding into my ambiance. Assisting with my confidence, my other half, my confidant. Someone I be learning from, exercise a discipline. Hey universe, bring me a God who can go within, secure with me showing skin. I prefer chiffon and satin. Help me run the jewels, wrapping copper on El Dragons. What he says he make makes it happen. Manifesting with his chakras. I serve and support together. Who gon' stop us? We magic. I know I get wrapped up in intellect. It's a habit. Materialize and move to the next. I need balance. Bring me a God that's intimate. Emotion set on sentiment. With patience, I know he's heaven sent. I like communication, boundaries and expectations. Check-ins on occasion. Growing on the same pages. Controlling our stimulation with infinite vibrations. Be my friend, be my friend. Bust down jokes with my folks. If you blend, then we win. We safe spaces, gate makers, celestial note takers. Be on my level, knowledge of the flyers for naysayers. Virgo thoughts on my heart make me analyze. Leo experiences take them thoughts and then they amplify. The wands and pentacles bring big energy. He gotta have a big throne if he gonna sit with me. Gift exchanges, holding hands, and we create an art. A universe, align me a God that's gonna mirror my heart. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Virgo, soil like a lamp to a gem. Be my shim. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Leo, spoiled, but I give it back times 10, and that's my hymn. Be my friend, be my friend. If you want me, then say it so I apprehend and expend. Be my friend, be my friend. The universe brought you here, let that rom-com begin. Hey, be my friend.
And we're back. Welcome to the astrological report. Feel free to comment in the section how you think this is going to apply to you, and I'll let you know if these planets are sextile, square, opposite, or trine your placements so you can find out if it flows with you or not. Here for it. Ready? All right. So June 1st, we start the day off with a 34% waning crescent moon. We were tropically thought process in Aries, Vedically in constellation. We were in Pisces. We were in the second house with this. So our belief system and new beginnings happening to our pinnacles, things that we wanted to move towards and value and prioritize was changed in the beginning of the month. The moon and Neptune were at minimal angle. Venus and Aldebaran were in conjunction. The moon was on the ascending node in the global cluster, and 13 was at midheaven in the Hercules constellation, bringing us a sense of bravery to embark on these new beginnings. Ashe. Oh, my phone died. I forgot about that. I said that too. I was going to put my phone back on the charger. Oh, well, fuck it. Anyway, June 2nd, we start the day off with a 23% waning crescent moon. We are in Aries, new beginnings in our thought process, still in Pisces in the constellation in Vedic. Comet 12P Pons Brooks was at the smallest distance to Earth. Mercury and Pleiades were at conjunction. Pleiades is the seven sisters of sorrow. So communicating our wounds and the things that we're afraid of, embarking on those new beginnings helps. Mars entered Aries constellation, giving us new beginnings to our motivational centers at 4:40 p.m. Uranus entered Taurus constellation, giving us more solidified events in our space to push us to new beginnings, to help support us in those manifestations we made on June 1st. Okay, the moon is at perigee, which is the closest point to Earth, so we was really feeling that energy. Asteroid 43, Ariadne was at midheaven in the Ophiuchus constellation around midnight. This asteroid in Ophiuchus is bringing us the preventative energy and the hygiene and what to be aware of to help soothe some of that Pleiades energy that we were bringing into our space. June 3rd, 14% waning crescent moon, still in that moon of cleansing the intangible things in being in crescent space. Anyway, so Taurus is our heart chakra, new beginnings in Aries. We are in the second house with this, still focusing on our priorities and sense of value. Sunrise at 5:31, setting at 8:24 p.m. Just to let y'all know. Moon and Mars was in conjunction that day. Intuitive space and our motivation and what keeps us going. Mercury and Pleiades were at minimal angle, still invoking those wounds and worries. The sun entered Draconic Gemini, so having attracting a community and communicating things in alignment with our soul experience at 4:44 p.m. The global or cluster N12 was well placed in Ophiuchus constellation, and you'll hear about more of that because Ophiuchus was pretty much at midheaven, so it kept so a lot of stars between Hercules, which is confidence and bravery, and Ophiuchus, which is our hygiene, preventative energy, is at midheaven, giving us a lot of influence and all those things. Also, global or cluster, planetary alignment of Mercury Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus and Neptune happened that day. So all of our chakras were in alignment that day, as was the sun and moon. Well, not really this on the tropical too much, but they're pretty close. Anyway, but that alignment happened that day. Asteroid 43 was at opposition on June 4th. 7% waning crescent moon, Taurus, tropically, still thinking about our priorities, still new beginnings in our happenings with Aries being in the Vedic and constellations in the third house of community and communications. The best visibility of Earthshine on the moon happened just before sunrise. Mercury and Jupiter were in conjunction, so that's the connection of our throat chakra and our sacral chakra. Speaking into existence what will bring us joy, optimism, and luck was in order that day. Also receiving downloads and invoking things was in order that day as well. Venus was at superior conjunction to the sun. Venus and Mercury, just to let y'all know, is in conjunction space with the sun. So with that being said, they are not visible. None of their conjunctions or minimal angles are visible because they're being blotted out and they go down with the sun. The moon and Uranus were at minimal angles, so feeling that progressive push, like spiritually, Venus reached the Mach brightness. Vesta and Pollux. Vesta is now in the Gemini constellation, so Pollux is being the star of one of the Gemini twins, was at minimal angle. Venus was the furthest distance to Earth. Mercury entered the Gemini zodiac, so giving, Mercury being in its home space in the throat chakra, invoking our intellectual space. As you know, Gemini is air energy. Sappho entered Libra constellation, finding balance in your masculine and feminine energies here. Venus enters draconic Gemini, so you have our heart chakra entering, having a soul experience of attracting that community. We also have the summer triangle starting to appear in our sky for the star watchers out there. And that star triangle is made up with Vega being at the top, Epsilon Lyrae, and Zeta Lyrae. June 5th, we start the day off with a 2% waxing crescent moon, still in that moon of cleansing. And we are cleansing that Taurus energy, our heart chakra. In this space and time, we were in Taurus, in tropical, and in Vedic, and constellation, in the third house of Gemini, community and communication, really speaking speaking more possibilities into our heart chakra space. Moon and Pleiades were in conjunction, having our intuitive space in that space of worry. The moon and Jupiter, which is our sacral chakra, were at minimal angle. The moon and Mercury were in conjunction that day. The moon and Mercury were conjunction and middle angle. And then the moon and Aldebaran was in conjunction. The moon was also at perihelion, which is the closest to the sun that day. And the globular cluster M62 in Ophiuchus constellation was well placed in the sky as well. June 6th, we start the day off with a 0% waning crescent moon, now in that new moon energy, which is the new moon of new beginnings. We are in Gemini in our mindset, really finding a new beginning in our community, our communication, our throat chakra, and vocation, and allowing it to be solidified and manifested into our vortex as Taurus is in the tropical and Vedic. Sunrise at 5:30, sunset at 8:26. The moon and Venus were at minimal angle, bringing our intuitive space into what we materialize into our space. The new moon was at 8:38 a.m. This is when the moon is between the sun and Earth, and no, it's not visible because it's being blotted out by the sun. The evening visibility of the moon actually started the same night, so we didn't have a long new moon this time. More so because, whenever a planet is in air energy, you'll notice that the season goes by a lot quicker. Pallas entered the Libra constellation, so now we have the genius qualities that we overlook coming into our vortex, so that in our heart space, so that we can find balance there and justice and harmony into our actual happenings. Mars is 0.5 degrees north of Omicron PSC, a fourth magnitude star that is over 100 times brighter than our sun, and it is over 300 light years away. June 7th, we start the day off at a 0% waxing crescent moon. Now we're in the space of building, and we're building our intangible things like our mindset, which is in the divine alignment because we're in Gemini on the tropical, which air is thought. We're in Gemini on the constellation, and Taurus on the Vedic. So we have ourselves still solidifying some energy in our community, but we're definitely in that airspace and building on our knowledge. Max declination of the moon was at 12:29. Mercury and Aldebaran were at minimal angle. The moon and Tejas posterior were in conjunction, and Vesta entered the Cancer constellation. So now we have our passion attracting us into nurturing spaces to cultivate that passion. June 8th, 3% waxing crescent moon. Sunrise at 5:30, sunset at 8:27. The AM visibility of Jupiter begins. So you'll see that bright star when the sun is uprising. East side of the moon, Mercurium was tipped into view. Mercury and Aldebaran were in conjunction. The south pole of the moon was tipped into view at 8:16 a.m. The best visibility of the Earth shine on the moon was just at the end of dusk. The moon and Pollux were at minimal angle at 2:49 a.m. And it was at conjunction at 3:24 a.m. And you were able to see it later on that night at 10:39 p.m. The moon and Castor were also in conjunction at later on that night as well, which are the Gemini twins in the Gemini constellation. The moon is also under the arc of spring, which is Procyon, Castor, Pollux, and Capella. And this is like a little rainbow star constellation situation. It's called an asterism, and it appears in the west every night at this time of year. And it's at midheaven, north latitude right now. And the moon was just below it, and it was nice. So here is June 1st, and June 2nd, and June 3rd, and June 4th. More June 4th when we had that alignment with all our planets. I feel like he's talking about my friends. Yeah, the moon was like, nah, it's my time. Oh, moon above Jupiter and Mercury. The new moon that we experienced while the sun and Venus was hanging around each other. In the middle of Hyades, which is the bull horns. This is the Hyades. This is Aldebaran, which is the eye of Taurus. And this is the arc of spring. And this is when the moon is underneath. And these are the Gemini twins, Pollux and Castor. Yeah, it sounds so nice. And now you'll start to see the Big Dipper, like pointing you more towards constellations and less towards, like, you know, nothing. So let's keep going. June 9th, we start the day off with a 7% waxing crescent moon. The moon tropically was in Cancer, so our thought process was on nurturing spaces. Vedically and in constellation, we were attracting our community with Gemini energy. It's in the 6th house, so we're applying our internal self and our thoughts and our community and communication and vocation to how we want to apply it to our daily routine. The moon and Persepi were at minimal angle. That's the Cancer star. Eros enter Cancer constellation at 5:11 p.m. So you have that love energy entering Cancer. So we're nurturing the love. June 10th, which just so happens to be today. We start the day off with a 13% waxing crescent moon, still building on the intangible. Moon rising at 9:08 a.m., no set time for setting. In Leo in our mindset. So tropically speaking, all about like confident, courageous, our dramatic self. It's probably why I'm up here, because I'm definitely a Leo rising. And we are in Cancer in the Vedic and constellation. So still finding nurturing spaces. Now we're finding nurturing spaces for you to be in your Leo energy, right? And it's in the 6th house and applying to our daily routine and our health and wellness. That's a big reason probably why I'm out here doing this right now. Sunrise at 5:30 a.m. and then setting at 8:27 p.m. Mars entered the Taurus zodiac at 5:05 p.m. So now we have our motivation entering, the internal side of like manifesting. Mercury entered Draconic Gemini. That's the soul experience of the community. So really, so now you're invoking, people you have unfinished business with, invoking the different things you want in your space for your soul's experience, your soul's, community, and what they need to be, what it needs to be to cultivate it. Daytime Arietid meteor shower was at max activity. It moves about 50 an hour, and it's coming from the Aries constellation. This meteor shower is going until June 24th. Globular cluster M92 in Hercules constellation reaches the highest point in the sky around midnight. The moon passes beehive star cluster M44 in Cancer's heart. This star cluster has over 1,000 stars in it. June 11th, we start the day off with a 21% waxing crescent moon. Moon rising at 10:14 a.m. and setting at 12:11 a.m. We are in Leo tropically in the Cancer energy, Vedically, and constellation. Still applying it to the sixth house, how we wish to spend this and what kind of habits we want to make. Sunrise at 5:29 a.m. and setting at 8:28 p.m. Saturn is at its best AM visibility, providing you the challenges in the morning. The moon and Regulus are in conjunction at 12:29 a.m. The moon is 2.4 degrees north, minimal angle at 2:05 a.m. The moon is 2.2 degrees north-northeast, observed at 11:55 p.m. with a 2.5 degree north separation. Regulus is a star in the Leo constellation, bringing you the riches and bringing that to your intuition of what you could have and what you deserve. Comet 154P Brewington passes perihelion. It's closest to the sun. It's in the Aries constellation. The comet brings forth the like ancient material. Oh, 1144, yay. It brings forth like the ancient material of the cosmos. So it's bringing it into our experience. June 12th, we start the day off with a 30% waxing crescent moon, still in the moon of building our tangible things. Moon rising at 11:17 a.m. and setting at 12:37 a.m. We are in Leo, tropically, Vedically, and in constellation. Really staying in our confidence and our empowerment, our inner dramatic self, taking action, really paying attention to our Tippereth. We're in the seventh house with it, which is the heart chakra house, which is reminding us that it is our Tippereth, and we're here to create balance and be confident in that. Sunrise at 5:29 a.m. and setting at 8:29 p.m. The sundial time minus the watch time is 0. At this time, the sun transits at 12:59 p.m. Okay, and that's when the sun time equals the watch time. It's June 13th. We start the day off at a 39% waxing crescent moon, still in the moon of creating intangible things. Moon rising at 12:19 p.m. and setting at 12:58 a.m. We are now Virgo energy tropically, so our thought process is on organizing, finding order in these things. Leo, Vedically, so, in our experiences, we're getting the empowerment, the confidence we need. Seventh house is Libra, here to balance those scales for you. Sunrise at 5:29 a.m. and setting at 8:29 p.m. The earliest sunrise of the year is at 5:29 a.m. Mercury is at the smallest distance to the sun at 11:51 a.m. and this is perihelion. Venus enters Gemini constellation at 5:20 p.m. So now you have your vortex really attracting the community that you need in your space. June 14th, we start the day off at a 49% first quarter moon. So now we're at a space where we are rehashing all the intangible, the thought process, the emotional, all those things, and saying, do we like what we've accumulated? What are we going to stay with, and what are we going to get rid of? It's the first quarter of rehash. Moon rising at 1:18 p.m. and setting at 1:18 a.m. So we get an exact 12-hour situation of our moon. Excuse me. We are in Virgo tropically, so still like organizing ourselves. We are in Leo, Vedically, and constellation wise, so we are getting the support and the heart chakra push and feeling good about it as we do it. Sunrise at 5:29 a.m. and setting at 8:30 p.m. First quarter moon at 1:19 p.m. I like that. That's my birthday backwards. Best seen after sunset is a 90-degree angle formed by Earth, Sun, and Moon. It's illuminating the east side. Mercury reaches the max brightness at 9:34 a.m. The moon is the furthest distance to the Earth at 9:55 a.m., which is the apogee. Mercury is at superior conjunction, which means behind the sun at 12:19 p.m. Mercury is 0.9 degrees north, and no, it's not visible, of course, because it's being blotted out by the sun. Mercury is also the furthest distance to Earth at 9:36 p.m. On June 15th, we start the day off with a 59% waxing gibbous moon. So now we're in the moon of building tangible things, okay? So moon rising at 2:19 p.m. and setting at 1:36 a.m. We are in Libra tropically, so now our thought process is on a balance and a harmony. And this is cool because we're mid the second decade of the month being at a 15. So you get the moon supporting you to see how well you're harmonizing in the second decade of the month, mid-decade. Virgo, organizing in your constellation, in your Vedic energy. Seventh house, still in that Libra house of balance. Sunrise at 5:29 a.m., setting at 8:30 p.m. The moon and Parima are at minimal angle at 9:53 a.m. The moon will be 2.9 degrees south southwest. Conjunction at 11:44 a.m. The moon will be 3.1 degrees south, and we'll be able to observe that at 1:23 a.m. with a 5.8 degree west separation. Parima is the star of prophecy in the Virgo constellation. The moon and the moon will be at latitude 0 and decreasing at 4:10 p.m. So it'll be becoming on descending node. You'll see the moon get bigger and closer. The sun enters Gemini constellation at 5:30 p.m. So now we have our experiences giving us the community in our experiences, invoking things in our experiences. Uh, family reunions, festivals, all that stuff. Mercury enters Gemini constellation at 5 p.m. So Mercury beats the sun to it. So we invoke it and then it comes right after. So, at 5 p.m. invoke some shit because at 5:30 you might get it like real fast that day. Globular cluster NGC 6388 is in Scorpius constellation. It reaches its highest point at midnight. Don't forget, it's June 15th, which just what happens to add up to 6. So that's Virgo energy. The moon is in Libra, finding balance. In Virgo constellation, that's materialization because Virgo is the earth energy. Earth is also deals with a shoe, Eshwa, Papa Legba. That's that crossroads invocation energy as well. And then it's in the 7th house, finding balance. So you find balance between your internal self and your external self by how you want to manifest this. You know what I'm saying? And then Mercury enters Gemini. So it's probably something that you're going to manifest in a form of community. So if you say, I want this, then it's going to, like, if I want a house, then somebody is going to be selling a house. So you're going to attract somebody that either selling a house, knows somebody selling a house, something. It's going to be a community situation that comes in. Or, I want some food. It's going to be a chef that come around you. And you got to communicate with that chef to find out he's a chef. So you got to, in this space, you get those tests. Like, can you communicate with people? Can you find out if this person that just came into your space, even if it might seem like a passerby, if this person that came into your space is, what you manifested, what you asked for, are you good amongst the community? How you interact, right? So let's get to June 16th. We start the day off at a 69% waxing gibbous moon rising at 3:19 p.m. and setting at 1:55 a.m. Okay, we're still in the moon of building. Now we're building tangible things. We are in Libra, finding balance in our thought process. Virgo in our constellation still manifesting. Now we're in the 8th house, so we're in a space of transformation and being confident. And our solar plexus chakra with this transformation. Sunrise at 5:29 a.m. and setting at 8:30 p.m. The moon is speaker now minimal angle at 12:59 p.m. The moon is 0.9 degrees northeast conjunction at 12:13 p.m. The moon is 1 degree north. We're able to observe that at 9:09 p.m. with a 3.6 degree east southeast separation, and occultation does occur. Spica is the brightest star in the Virgo constellation, giving us the energy of harvest. So harvesting, manifesting is a good time for that. Eros enters Aries zodiac, so now we have new beginnings to our love space happening at 5:35 p.m. Butterfly open star cluster NGC 6405 in Scorpius constellations at its highest point at midnight. NGC 6397 and Aurea constellation is also at the highest point at midnight. June 17th, we're at a 78% waxing gibbous moon, still in that moon of building tangible things. Moon rising at 4:22 p.m. and setting at 2:16 a.m. We are finding balance in our thought process, balance in our Vedic energy. And then in our sidereal, or constellation space, we are still in Virgo, hanging out in those last little bit of Virgo stars. Virgo is a very big constellation, so it takes a little bit of time. Have patience. We're in the 8th house with it, so we're having transformations happening. Sunrise at 5:29 a.m. and setting at 8:31 p.m. The AM visibility of the moon begins. Mercury and Venus are at minimal angle at 6:39 a.m. Mercury is 0.9 degrees north, conjunction at 8:32 a.m. with Mercury being 0.9 degrees north. And notice is not visible as the sun is in alignment with Mercury and Venus that day. And so they're still being blotted out by the sun. June 18th, we start the day off at an 86% waxing gibbous moon rising at 5:28 p.m. and setting at 2:40 a.m. School, we're at an 18 because 8 is transformation. That's Scorpius energy, because we also are going to be in Scorpio, one the tropical. So mindset is going to be one that transformation. That is 1-8. Libra, finding balance in our Vedic and constellation energy and transformation, as all of this is happening in the 8th house. Feeling empowered, standing into your solar plexus chakra. Ashe. Sunrise at 5:30 a.m. and setting at 8:31 p.m. Moon in Zubin al Janubi are conjunction at 9:58 a.m. The moon will be 3.6 degrees south, minimal angle at 8:39 a.m. The moon is 3.4 degrees south-southwest. Observe at 2:29 a.m. with a 4.9 degrees west-southwest separation. AM visibility of Uranus begins. Mercury enters Cancer zodiac at 5:30 p.m. So now you have your throat chakra entering that space of like nurturing, and you're going inward with it, paying attention to what you invoke and what you want in your space and stuff like that. Venus also enters Cancer zodiac at 5:40 p.m. So you also feel that in your heart chakra as well. Cluster IC 4665 is at the highest point in the sky at midnight. Mare Abrium of the moon can be viewed. This is the largest impact basin on the moon at larger than 715 miles in diameter. It was created during a heavy bombardment period. I don't know how they know, but it was about 394 billion years ago. And there's a bay of rainbows and a whole bunch of rivers and shit right next to that basin. So it's cool. You taking notes? Yes, yeah.
Do you have any more apple sauce?
I don't think so, but I think you got another thing of seaweed chips in you, or you ate them?
I ate them.
Oh, well, it's fruit in the refrigerator and it's peppered in there too. Okay, so June 19th, we start the day off with a 92% waxing gibbous moon, still in that moon of building. 11:55, y'all. Moon rising at 6:36 p.m. and setting at 3:09 a.m. We are in Scorpio tropically, so on our thought process, we're having those transformations, finding balance, Libra, in our Vedic and constellation energy in the ninth house. So it's a lot of downloads happening from spirit that day. So, listen to one of your spiritual leaders that day. They probably got something for you, especially with that 19th day. Huh?
Is there any more rice?
Yeah, it's on the stove.
Okay, I'm microwave myself some rice.
Okay. The sunrise at 5:30 a.m. and setting at 8:31 p.m. Mercury and Teja posterior at minimal angle at 2:42 p.m. Mercury is 2.4 degrees north, conjunction at 2:48 p.m. Mercury is 2.4 degrees north, and when that's not visible at night. The moon at Deshuba at minimal angle at 3:28 p.m. The moon is 2.1 degrees south-southwest, conjunction at 4:40 p.m. The moon is 2.2 degrees south. Observe that at 9:18 p.m. with a 3.8 degrees south-southeast separation. And the moon in Graphius is also at minimal angle around the same time, and that could be viewed at 9:23 p.m. with a 6.1 degree separation. So the Shubha and Graphius are stars in the Scorpius constellation, and they bring on transformation and rebirth. They have the energy of Saturn and Mars, so it's heavy challenges and new beginnings with those challenges. The challenges are there to give you empowerment and confidence in what you got to do. And so that's happening in your intuition. June 20th, 96% waxing gibbous moon rising at 7:44 p.m. and setting at 3:45 a.m. Sagittarius zodiac energy. So in our thought process, we are having those downloads, that wisdom from the oracle and the sage, and it's creating transformations in our space as Vedic and constellation. We are in Scorpio. Sunrise at 5:30 a.m. and setting at 8:31 p.m. The moon and Aries are at minimal angle at 7:44 a.m. The moon is 0.1 degrees south, conjunction at 7:41 a.m. The moon is 0.1 degrees south-southwest. Occultation does occur, and then we can observe this at 3:14 a.m. with a 2.4 degree west separation. In Aries brings us the relief after dealing with the Saturn and Mars stars, because it gives us Jupiter and Mars, which is more like generosity and luck for dealing with those challenges, and that's still bringing us new beginnings in our space. AM visibility of Taurus constellation begins. The west side of the moon crater Grimaldi is tipped into view at 9:12 a.m. The summer solstice is at 4:52 p.m. The sun reaches its highest declination. This is the longest day of the year. It's 15 hours and 1 minute. The north pole of the earth is tipped towards the sun, the northernmost position in the sky, directly over top of Cancer at 23 degrees north latitude. Vesta enters the Aries zodiac at 5:40 p.m. So later that evening, new beginnings to our passionate self, the thought process on our passionate self. Ptolemy cluster NGC 6475 in Scorpius constellation is at the highest point at midnight, 18 degrees above the south horizon for my sky watchers out there. Peace be. June 21st, we start the day off with a 99% waxing gibbous moon. Still in that moon of building tangible things. Moon rising at 8:48 p.m. and setting at 4:31 a.m. We're in Sagittarius with the zodiac. So our thought process is still on the oracle and the sage and the downloads, creating transformations in our space with that Scorpio Vedic, and as preventative measures happening in this space too, as we're in Ophiuchus constellation in the 10th house. So allow this little, mixture to bring you success and achievements. However, way you tend to measure them, just know that this combination in your moon and your intuitive space is working in your favor. Sunrise at 5:30 a.m. and setting at 8:31 p.m. The moon and I talked about the moon in Aries, right? Oh, shit. The Venus and Teja posterior in conjunction at 8:32 a.m. Venus is 1.4 degrees north. Minimal angle at 8:45 a.m. Venus is 1.4 degrees north. And note this is not visible. The full moon at 9:09 p.m. Earth is between the moon and sun. This is also called the hot moon, the egg-laying moon, the strawberry moon, the mean moon, the rose moon, the birthing moon, and it's always in or near Sagittarius constellation or the Archer constellation. The max declination of the moon is at 10:41 p.m. So this is going to be a nice big orange moon. Yay! And then the sun enters Cancer zodiac. So our mindset is on nurturing spaces as we experience this nice big moon. And that sun entering Cancer zodiac is at 5:50 p.m. June 22nd, we are at a 100% full moon rising at 9:44 p.m. and setting at 5:28 a.m. We are in the moon of celebration as we are midway between the new moon and new moon cycle. Capricorn in our thoughts. So we are moving, we are creating, we are determined. And then we are in the Sagittarius in our Vedic and constellation. So we are attracting oracles, we're attracting people, we're attracting things in our space that are giving us the aha moments, that are giving us the luck, the coins that you pick up on the side of the road during the video game you're playing, because it's all in the 10th house. Sunrise at 5:30 a.m. and setting at 8:32 p.m. The activity of the Bhutas begin. Max activity at 6:27 a.m. It changes every year, but it's coming from the Bhutas constellation. Okay. The moon and Cos Borealis are in conjunction at 7:20 a.m. The moon is 3.4 degrees south. Minimal angle at 8:16 a.m. The moon is 3.3 degrees south. Observe at 4:36 a.m. with a 3.9 degrees south-southwest separation. Cos Borealis is the star in the back of the head of the Archer, giving you the mind of the mind constellation. And we love it there, right? Excuse me. I was trying to go back live again. Okay. The North Pole of the moon is tipped into view at 4:11 p.m. The moon and Albalda are in conjunction at 8:59 p.m. The moon is 7.2 degrees south. The evening visibility of Sagittarius constellation also begins. The moon will also be at aphelion, which is the furthest point from the sun. And the Lagoon Nebula M8 in Sagittarius constellation will be at the highest point in the sky at midnight, 21 degrees above southeast horizon. And the summer triangle will appear in the eastern skies. Remembering that those stars are made with Vega, Deneb, and Altair. Vega is from the Lyra constellation, which is also created a triangle of its own earlier the month. Deneb is from the Cygnus constellation, and Altair is from the Kia constellation. So a lot of creative energy going on, creativity going on, manifesting. Peace, welcome. Yes, the strawberry moon. Yeah, so this summer triangle brings a lot of creation and a lot of emotional, creative energy. June 23rd, we start the day off at a 98% Juan Gibbous moon. Moon rising at 10:31 p.m. and setting at 6:36 a.m. We are in Capricorn tropically, so we're in that thought process of building and being determined and motivated and taking that initiative energy to create things. Sagittarius and the Vedic and the constellation scale, so we're still receiving the downloads and the oracle and the stage and the generosity and the little pinnacles on the side of the road. We're in the 11th house with it. So this is coming from our social interactions now. This is coming through our social interactions and people we finally shake hands with, or people that are going to bring us into more successful spaces and stuff like that. Sunrise at 5:31 a.m. and setting at 8:32 p.m. Neptune is at its best AM visibility. The evening visibility of Mercury also begins. The moon and Pluto are in conjunction, transformation to our home and family, our internal emotional self, and that's happening at 11:33 p.m. The moon will be 2.5 degrees south. Mercury will enter the draconic Cancer energy at 6 p.m. Draconic chart deals with, your soul's experience. So you have the nurturing energy of your soul experience and invoking what nurtures your soul. NGC 6541 and Corona Australis is at the highest point of the sky, 9 degrees above the horizon for my sky watchers. June 24th, we're at a 94% winding gibbous moon rising at 11:08 p.m. and setting at 7:50 a.m. We are in Capricorn in the tropic. We are in the thought process. We still being determined. Y'all is not playing around with manifesting this shit in your space. And now we are in Capricorn in the constellation, and now we're starting to attract in our happenings and our vortex, and we are still attracting Sagittarius energy, still getting like the luck and the coins and the jolly and the joy out of it in 11th house in our social spaces. So it's just like you had this really dope social outing, you shook some super dope hands, and then you got invited to, like, hey, I'm really like your energy, I really want to invite you to this dinner party I'm having, and some really dope people there. And then you go to the dinner party and it's like, oh shit, it got even better. So like that's what the moon is doing for you from between the Capricorn into the Sag with the and the tropical Vedic balance. Sunrise at 5:31 a.m. and setting at 8:32 p.m. I said the moon and Pluto are minimal angle at 1:07 a.m. The moon is 2.5 degrees south southeast, and they're visible at those respective times. More transformation to your emotional home and family feminine energy and confidence too, because Pluto rules over transformation, but it also rules over your solar plexus chakra. Thank you, Sag. It definitely brings empowerment and stuff to your space and shit. So it's also always cool. June 25th, we start off the day with an 88% winding gibbous moon. Now we're in the moon of cleansing. We're cleansing the tangible things in our space. Peace, love. How you feeling? Moon rising at 11:39 p.m. and setting at 9:07 a.m. We are in Aquarius in our mindset now, detaching, social awareness, social justice, social media interaction, electronic communication. We are in Capricorn in our vortex, so it's really manifesting the things that we had going on in the tropical scale and our thoughts with that Capricorn energy we had earlier that decan of the month. And it's cool that this is happening. This is the third decan of the month, the days of the 20s, with 20s being in the 10th place. So third decan of the month is all about creative and creative energy. So the fact that the moon is in Capricorn, that heavy cardinal earth energy, and that determined seagull vibe, like the fact that it's in that during the third decan of the month, like, yo, manifestation is in your favor. It's my spellcasters out there. That is the time to do it. Get her done. It's a good time, and we're definitely setting that third decan off right with that summer solstice, and it just keeps going up and up and up for y'all. The moon and Deneb El-Jeli are in conjunction at 3:01 p.m. The moon is 1.5 degrees south of Deneb El-Jeli. Minimal angle at 3:37 p.m. The moon is 1.4. I did not do all that. I did just do it. Hold on. Oh yeah, the moon is 1.5 degrees south. Minimal angle at 3:37 p.m. The moon is 1.4 degrees south southeast, and observe at 11:53 p.m. with a 5.8 degree east separation. And yes, yeah. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. My bad, y'all. I had to put my mommy head on real quick. But thank you for waiting for me. Okay, I'm back. Whew. Transition. So we talked about the moon and Deneb El Jeldi, right? And I said that Deneb El Jeldi is a star in the Capricorn constellation, is located at the tail of the goat. This rules over your blood vessels and the nerve connections to those blood vessels. And this also rules over your happiness. It gives off the energy of Saturn and Jupiter, which is the connection between your root chakra and your sacral chakra. So the boundaries, the discipline, and the order that makes you feel secure enough to know that you deserve joy and you deserve to feel joy and embark on your sensual self. And it makes you feel safe to do those things too. So the moon being in tune with that, you're feeling that safety. And you can also feel the challenges that you need. Hey, peace, peace. Thank y'all for staying tapped in. I had to do mommy stuff. Just had like a little intermission. But that's what that Deneb El Jeldi energy brings. And while that's happening, Mars is entering draconic Taurus. So now having that solar plexus soul experience and like being motivated towards senses of value and priorities and like really getting that soul energy aligned in those spaces is really important. 4:12 p.m. that is happening, and that's like a result of a lot of collecting those like joyous, a lot of that sacral chakra energy we experienced with the moon as it was getting closer and closer to Earth and being in full, and us really feeling that full orange moon, right? June 26th, we start the day off at a 79% wan and gibbous moon. There's no set for time for rising, but setting at 10:23 a.m. We are in Aquarius. We're in Aquarius, tropically speaking. So our mindset on that social interaction, social awareness, electronic media, and electronic communication, our detachment and stuff like that. Aquarius in the constellation, so we're starting to attract in our Vedic. We're starting to attract in our vortex, and we're still having Capricorn energy in our space too, as we're still in Capricorn constellation. Okay, this is in the 12th house. 12th house is the Pisces house. We're dealing with Akashic records here. So attracting different people in your space that may look familiar, different, energy exchanges that bring social awareness and the power to be one with all. It kind of connects to your empowerment, the solar plexus chakra that enters Taurus, finding a sense of value and empowerment in your that draconic Taurus energy. Sunrise at 5:32 a.m. and sunset at 8:32 p.m. This is actually a quiet day in the cosmos, which is pretty cool. And we move in gratitude for finally a quiet cosmic day, because the next day is about to get funky. June 27th, we start the day off with a 69% wan and gibbous moon. We are still in the moon of cleansing tangible things from our space. Moon rising at 12:05 a.m. and setting at 11:37 a.m. Pisces in the tropical, so our thought processes on our belief, our Akashic records, our hidden agendas, hidden enemies, and dreams and secrets, and lives and all that fun stuff. And then we're in Aquarius on the constellations as well as on the Vedic chart. So in our vortex, it's still that social awareness, the power to be one with all, our interactions. So it's really a lot of like, ooh, who is this person? What is this energy exchange? I'm getting deja vu like a motherfucker. It's all in 12th house in that Pisces house, for real, for real. Sunrise at 5:32 a.m., setting at 8:32 p.m. The Boots is reaching back activity. They're coming from the Boots constellation. They change every year, so we don't really know. Moon and Saturn are at minimal angle. That's challenges that you need to create boundaries and discipline and self-authority over your home and family and your feminine self and your eternal self. And that's happening at 12:35 p.m. The moon will be 0.1 degrees southeast. Conjunction at 12:26 p.m. The moon is 0.1 degrees south. Occultation occurs, and we'll be able to observe that at 4:45 a.m. with a 3.9 degrees southwest separation. I'm outside looking at the sky as you teach. It's getting real-time visual. Yeah, that's fire. I love that. That's super fire. Hey, Oblak, how you doing, love? The moon is the smallest distance to Earth at 7:06 a.m., which is called perigee in astronomy talk. Caus Borealis, which is the star in the Sagittarius constellation. This is the energy of Jupiter and Mars, which brings on the energy of ambition and pride and power and business structure and besieging cities and taking over towns. And also humane ideas and mental stimulus and justice, strength, flexibility, and reasoning, of course. This is opposite the sun, opposite our experiences at 10:18 a.m. So it'll be at the best visibility of the year. So very on the forefront of people's minds, huh?
What if I was a Sagittarius? Then what would my emotions be in this mortal plane?
Well, if you were a Sagittarius, then your Venus might be in either Capricorn, Sagittarius, or Aquarius.
Also, what is a Sagittarius?
That's a seagull.
Seagull?
Mhm.
So it's like a type of goat that goes into the sea.
Something like that. Dun, dun, dun. Mercury and Castor in conjunction at 5:04 p.m. Mercury is 8.3 degrees south. Castor is the star in the Gemini constellation. This is the energy of honor, intellect, and learning, traveling, and medicine. Why I keep losing my place? The latest sunset of the year at 8:32 p.m. Venus enters Draconic Cancer. So our soul experience, having our, that Venus, that vortex, that pump, coming into nurturing spaces and stuff. So more nurturing spaces to your soul. And we love it here. And that's happening at 6:20 p.m. Asteroid 42 Isis in Sagittarius constellation, at the highest point of the sky at midheaven, 21 degrees above the southeast horizon. June 28th, we start the day at a 58% winding gibbous moon. We start on that moon of cleansing the physical things out of our space. Moon rising at 12:29 a.m. and setting at 12:50 p.m. We're in Pisces, so our mindset is on what we believe, our Akashic records, the cycles of our life, and our neurons and our neurological system and our spiritual eye and all that fun stuff. And that's, the moon and Neptune will be at minimal angle in Pisces, and that's happening in the first house. So people's like aura is going to be just like attracting, like just straight, like we love it here, like just spiritual experiences through and through. And a lot of that is, assisting with that Venus entering Draconic Cancer for real. You know what I'm saying? That minimal angle is happening at 5:03 a.m. The moon will be 0.5 degrees southeast. Conjunction at 4:03 a.m. The moon is 0.6 degrees south. Observe at 4:03 a.m. with a 0.6 degrees south separation. Oh yeah, I remember you're a Sagittarius. The last quarter moon is at 5:54 p.m. The moon is best visible just before sunrise. The moon is 3.5 hours ahead of the Earth. At 5:54 p.m. So at 8:54 p.m. the Earth will be where the moon was at 5:54. And Earth is moving west sunward. And so with this being said, now we are in midpoint between wanting gibbous and wanting crescent. So we go from cleansing tangible to cleansing intangible. So now this is an opportunity to look back and say, hey, do I like how I cleanse the tangible things in my space? Did everything get moved around? Did I clean everything accordingly? Did I do a good job? And so once you do that, now we can move forward to the wanting crescent energy. Okay. Mercury and Pollux are in minimal angle at 1:24 p.m. Mercury is 4.8 degrees south. Conjunction at 1:06 a.m. Mercury is 4.9 degrees south. Observe at 9:14 p.m. with a 4.8 degrees south separation. Castor is the mortal twin in the Gemini twin constellation. It gives off the energy of Mercury, which is honor, intellect, and learning. I read the thing for Castor, but it's Pollux. Pollux is the immortal twin, and that's Mars energy. So you have Mercury on one, and then Mars for the other one, and that's hubris and violence, being brave and rash. Okay, that is so Mercury invoking rashly. Be careful for those of you guys who be like talking all crazy, me all upset. You got energy exchanges, how other people are, triggered by your stuff, all that stuff. Wish we could see Neptune. Yeah, because Neptune be pretty. Neptune is a nice, bright, white, light planet, little orb situation. Jupiter is like a blue-white color. Cluster NGC 6633 reaches the highest point at midnight, 36 degrees above the east horizon in Ophiuchus constellation. Asteroid 42 Isis is at opposition June 29th, we start the day off at a 47% waning crescent. So now we're in a space of cleaning intangible things out of our space. Rising at 12:52 a.m. and setting at 2:03 p.m. We are in Aries, new beginnings in our mindset as we, satisfy ourselves with cleansing the physical and move into the non-physical. We are in Pisces in our tropical and Vedic scale still. I mean, not in tropical, in our Vedic and constellation scale still, we're in Pisces. We're in the first house. So coming off of our appearance and our energy we give off to others, it shows, it's more like spiritual connections happening in your space based upon where you're at with your aura. Sunrise at 5:33 a.m., sunset at 8:32 p.m. Moon is on ascending node of the orbit at 12:29 a.m. at latitude 0 and it begins increasing. Vega is opposite the sun at 2:25 p.m. This is the best visibility of the year. 13p Obers at 9:25 p.m. is the smallest distance to the sun. And constellation Lyra is positioned high in eastern skies, 1 degree east of Vega. This is a double star. Lyra is the, the like little heart thing that was given to Morpheus to enchant the crystals and the beasts of the land.
What time should I put it in the microwave?
I will do like 30 seconds because it's not even that cold. So that's happening. June 30th. This is the last day, y'all. 36% waning crescent moon, still in that moon of cleansing intangible things. Moon rising at 1:17 a.m. and setting at 3:16 p.m. We are new beginnings in our mindset tropically, new beginnings in some of our happenings Vedically, and constellation. We are still in Pisces, so still having some of those like spiritual connections, bringing us new beginnings in our space, and we love it here. Sunrise at 5:33 a.m. and setting at 8:32 p.m. Saturn is stationary at 3:56 p.m. and begins its retrograde motion until mid-November. Oh my gosh. Ready for Saturn to go backwards through the degrees and give you the challenges. I want new problems, and that's what I keep manifesting. That's what I keep saying, and I feel like I have so much Mercury in placement. I'm really just like a vessel of communication. Like spirit really be speaking through me. So it's just like when I say that, I really need to listen to myself. I want new problems because when Saturn goes in retrograde, I want new shit. I didn't even think was going to happen. I don't want the same shit increased. I want new shit. Mercury enters Cancer constellation at 6:15 p.m. So now experiencing going inward, creating nurturing spaces, invoking more like self-love, self-pouring into your space, invoking spells for my spellcasters out there. And if you're invoking spells for others, more so for them to create nurturing spaces and just cultivating them and just be great. Comet 13p Obers is in Lynx constellation, closest approach to the sun, which is called perihelion, and it reaches the highest point in daytime, which is 16 degrees above horizon. And no, it's not visible. Jupiter and Aldebaran, which is the eye of the bull or the follower, is the brightest star in Taurus. It's 5 degrees apart. Aldebaran is the star in the Taurus constellation. It gives off the energy of Mars, which is honor, intellect, and courage. It's the beginning of large political undertakings, all themes we talked about. So moving and like. At that period of time, I would pay attention to the news if you want to, but it would be some like undertaking, some type of like international like activities happening and stuff, intercity or something like that. So just to give you a little pregame for July, you ready? Right? Okay, I learned new problems, please. Yes, it is, but so far away. Jupiter gives brown events. It's blue, motherfucker, for real. Usually when I'm just doing like regular lives, I let people come in. I don't mind. And I'll start doing that more heavy on StreamYard too, like where y'all could just come in and we just kick the shit for a little bit. And I'll be a part of my cosmic, pop-up joint. But when I'm doing a planetary forecast, I don't really let nobody come in live. And I say that because like it's a lot of people that like come back to replay these joints and they're long enough as it is. And so it's just like I just want this to be like straight planetary forecast. People that come in and watch this joint later, they come in, get their fix, and go on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, do too much on these ones. But when I go live any other time, I'm so open to people coming on with me because I don't like just sitting here chatting by myself anyway. But here I'm just reading off information to y'all. So Neptune is in retrograde on July 2nd at 5:16 p.m. Excuse me. Pallas is in retrograde at 7:18 at 3:51 a.m. So then we're like, by that time we will have Mercury doesn't go in retrograde until August 5th. All right. So we'll have Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron, which has been in retrograde since December and will be in retrograde till December 29th. Ceres. Oh no, Chiron doesn't go into retrograde until December. Sorry, I read ahead. Ceres, Pallas, and Psyche by the 19th will all be in retrograde. So we got like a nice little retrograde situation happening in the cosmos. And then I give y'all a couple cheats and let's flow through the 7-6 solar return. I'm out to the beach. I know that's right. 7-6. So we got the first quarter moon. We got the bright moon posing with Spica in the Virgo constellation. We got Mayor Embrium out here doing great things. Hey, tell me your problems. Bright moon moving through Scorpius claw. We got the full strawberry moon, which is going to be nice and orangey for this, in alignment with the Sagittarius constellation. The summer triangle I was telling y'all about, Vega, Deneb, and Altair over here, just doing great things, helping us create. And it's happening in the third decade of the month, so more creation on creation, especially for my manifestors out there. I'm a manifester. I don't know if anybody else out there manifested, but I'm a manifester. And then we have, if you are a sky watcher, this is the moons on Saturn, how you'll be able to see them. As you know, we're coming into a certain tilt where we won't be able to see like Saturn's rings soon. They'll be kind of like flat to us. It's interesting. Got stars to wish upon. You see the two different triangles we got in the sky with the Vega triangle. The moon moves towards Saturn over there in Aquarius, Pisces, Zodiac Aquarius constellation. Then we got the third quarter moon happening right after, where we rehash cleansing from our physical to our non-physical. Then we got the Lyra star popping off right after, like, yeah, manifest, create, enchant the hoes. Then Saturn is standing still because it's like, wait a minute, some of y'all ain't learned the first time, got to come back and beat that ass again. So get ready for the challenges because, Saturn is in Aquarius. See, that's the water from Aquarius, the eratinous waters. But yeah, you got Aquarius, and then you got Pisces, Zodiac. So challenges to what you believe in, challenges to your social interactions. Hey, peace, Nas. And this is the alignment of the planets by June 30th. You got Jupiter, Uranus, Mars, the moon, Neptune, and Saturn all doing a little thug dizzle between Taurus and Aquarius. And that's going to be pretty. And that's an hour before sunrise for all my sky watchers out there. Then you got the super moon and micro moon. This month is the super moon. So that's what I got for y'all today. My beautiful cosmic nobodies. Remember, if you guys want a personal reading, feel free to reach out. I will align your personal planets with the collective planets and things. I appreciate y'all standing with me. Like, yo, this was a whole like job shift real quick. And y'all really was rocking with me, and I appreciate y'all for it. Shouts to those that watch this video later. You're a generator. That's dope too. So like, you help like get things going. Getting them going. Hey, you know what? Your energy is giving, generator. I do like your energy. It does get it going. It's like a nice like motivational, uplifting type energy everybody can appreciate for real. All right, my loves. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kayshawn. Thank you, Adonis. Thank you, Nas. I appreciate you, Nas, for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that's watching on TikTok. Everybody on Instagram, y'all know I can't see y'all, but so many people tuned in. Thank y'all. Even if y'all tapped in, I appreciate y'all because the shit was long. So I'm out, y'all. I love you guys so much.
Leo, Virgo, Venus, bloodline. I'm Virgo sunshine. I'm here for a fun time. Venus is aligned and she adding to the drum line. I came through like a cannon, Vedic Leo like a wrecking ball. I can buy my own flowers to the one who owns my heart. Acts of service and inclusion makes you worth it. Ain't gotta be perfect, but confusion makes me lose circuit. I live in passion, romantic gestures, and creative action. I pay attention to detail and reciprocate my attraction. I got goals and I hope that yours are adjacent. I love to take you places, shaking hands in same places. Be my partner for the ages, I hope you stay a while. I'm known for overthinking, but assurance calms me down. I like affection, you and I moving in one direction. Love and correction, cause you care about how I'm stepping. You pay attention and you adding into my ambiance. Assisting with my confidence, my other half, my confidant. Someone I be learning from, exercise a discipline. Hey universe, bring me a God who can go within. Secure with me showing skin, I prefer chiffon and satin. Help me run the jewels, wrapping copper on L dragons. What he says he makes it happen, manifesting with his chakras. I serve and support together, who gon' stop us? We magic, I know I get wrapped up in intellect, it's a habit. Materialize and move to the next, I need balance. Bring me a God that's intimate, emotion set on sentiment. With patience, I know he's heaven sent. I like communication, boundaries and expectations. Check-ins on occasion, growing on the same pages, controlling our stimulation with infinite vibrations. Be my friend, be my friend. Bust down jokes with my folks. If you blend, then we win. We safe spaces, gate makers, celestial note takers. Be on my level, knowledge of the flyers for naysayers. Virgo thoughts on my heart make me analyze. Leo experiences take them thoughts and then they amplify. The wands and pentacles bring big energy. He gotta have a big throne if he gon' sit with me. Gift exchanges, holding hands, and we create an art. A universe, align me a God that's gon' mirror my heart. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Virgo, soil like a lamp to a gem. Be my shim. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Leo, spoiled, but I give it back times 10, and that's my hymn. Be my friend, be my friend. If you want me, then say it so I apprehend and expend. Be my friend, be my friend. The universe brought you here, let the rom-com begin. Hey, be my friend.